and just call the session for that week because it would be kind of difficult to run with only 2 people, So, uh,
I get that.
Yeah, I totally agree with that too. I was gonna say we only have 3 people. It doesn't make a lot of sense to go on if we don't have everyone here.
right,
Yeah.
right.
I
So,
know
uh,
I will at times probably have to go pick up Zard from work at around 6:30, but like I'm pretty quick at getting him and coming back.
that sounds good. Like
So
if someone's gonna be late, we could probably go ahead and do it. Just like if you're gonna be missing the whole session, it might as well just skip it for that week, and it's no big deal. So.
yeah. No, it'd probably be more of like, hey, I gotta disappear for like 30 minutes to 45 minutes. So like a break time or something.
Right, that'll work
I was
actually.
gonna say mid that would work just fine.
Hmm.
All right, and then
At least for me.
there was one more thing I wanted to go over. With this being a horror setting, there's potentially some things you might run into that might be a little. I don't. We're all different people, so if it, I implemented this little safety tool thing in Roll 20, where if something gets to be too much for you, or if it looks like it's going in a certain direction you don't like, it allows you to kind of put a pause on the game, or tell me to skip something without being interrupting the session. We can just, if it's something that's being a little too much, you could just skip over it, continue past it. So there's these cards. So let me go back to where you guys are. So you guys, I want to make sure this is working. You can go ahead and click on your token, or any token really. I think you might only be able to click on yours. So first thing I'd say is make sure you can move it around. It's a good idea to go ahead and do. All right, and then can you guys see each other's health bars and nameplates?
Yes.
Okay.
I can't see uh lawgivers or the middle one.
Okay.
Elizabeth.
I can't see your number. I can see your HP bar, but not your number.
Okay. As long as you can see the HP bar, it gives you a general idea of where everybody's.
Yeah.
It's
And yours, I can see it now.
okay. Good deal. All right. So on top of your tokens, like up in the top left corner of the screen, you should see a few buttons you can click there. Can everybody see
Oh, the
those?
token?
Not on the token, but like in the top left corner of Roll 20, there should be a little bar that pops up.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So one.
Oh, the
Yeah.
initiative and all that stuff.
Yeah, so I added an initiative button just to make it a little quicker for you guys if you want to use it. If not, it don't matter either way. But that's just an initiative button. The other ones, so we got fast forward, pause, resume, and the X card. So I'll show you guys this handout that I made for it. So you guys should see that on your screen. So the X card, basically, if you click that, it'll pop up like this into Roll 20 of the chat. So you just click one of those, they'll pop up, and I'll know, like for the X card, that just means this is too much, just skip this part, and then I'll just continue past it. Fast forward kind of is the same way. I'll just kind of, instead of just completely skipping it, I'll just kind of hit the main points and then get on with it. Pause is if it's something you think might be a little rough, we can pause it and talk about what's going to happen, and then go from there. And resumes just to say go ahead, if you don't want to say it. But this is just to make you guys feel more comfortable, like, because for me personally, like being in the military and everything, I don't really get offended by anything. So this will give you guys an opportunity to tell me if something might be offensive or something like that.
Yeah, I'm ex-military also. It's not going to bother me.
Yeah. So I just wanted to give everybody that option. I think that's about it, though. I mean, I just wanted to go over a few things before we started. So if you guys are all good to go, have any questions? Anybody have any questions so far?
Not
Nope,
really.
I'm good.
I'm good.
All right. So let me go ahead and pull this up. Oh, and one more thing is, I'm just gonna go ahead and stream these sessions if you guys are all cool with that. Just want to make sure everybody's still good with all the.
I was like, actually, I do have one question. Are you gonna stream these?
Yeah,
I was gonna ask, like, yo, we streaming this?
yeah. So we are currently streaming. So just so everybody
Woo!
knows. Okay.
Be on your
Hi,
best behavior,
everybody.
kids.
Oh, please.
That's cool.
Welcome to All World, motherfuckers.
Okay, so I guess you guys can go ahead and introduce your characters. Starting, we'll start with Borkin. You can tell us a little bit about your guy if you want.
Okay, well, my name is Borkin. I am the hunter in the woods, as they've called me on my travels. I had a wife, and she was a beautiful wife. I came home one day and I found nothing but blood. I have her ring with me, and ever since I've been hunting for the ones that have taken her. I have found over my travels that apparently there was a group of vampires who had escaped from their master. They have since been drawn back into the fold, so I have followed them into the fold to find them myself.
All right, so you get the.
He's a monster hunter ranger, and he's basically Van Helsing, but a ghostwise halfling.
I like it. We'll definitely be doing some vampire hunting in this one. So, what about you, Kisty? What's your character like?
Okay. So my name is Haley, and I'm a Tabaxi ranger who is basically going to honor her clan, which was destroyed by a group of vampires. And she now hunts down evildoers that destroyed the rest of her homeland. And she's pissed. She
Oh,
may
I
be
like
sweet.
her.
She may be sweet and innocent in voice, but no, she has claws and she likes to use them. And she has a wolf companion.
Oh, nice, very nice. Definitely could use a wolf in fighting vampires. It never hurts.
That's why I
I was
chose
gonna
the
say
wolf.
that's beautiful. I thought you were saying panther at first, but I really like that you went with the wolf.
I was thinking panther, and then I was like, no, wolf. Wolf sounds so much better for this campaign.
All right, so Mr. Lawgiver, how do you pronounce your character's name? Is it Elisabetta?
Elizabeth.
Elisabetta. Okay. What's a
Actually,
Elisabetta
sounds
like?
close to my real name.
Uh, so I'll be playing Elizabeth von Eva, who has lived a interesting life. Uh, one of heartbreak, one of sadness, one of torment. Uh, she has divine power, but is in a constant war of two goddess sisters who fight over her soul. Uh, so she has the goddess of the night of Saloon and the mistress of the night of Shar. And Shar wanted to hurt Saloon because Elizabeth is a divine soul from her. So she turned Elizabeth into a vampire. She is a half vampire, half human, undead warlock.
It's definitely gonna get interesting. Vampire fights.
Uh, yeah, I mean the theme was too much to pass up on. I was gonna play something else, but I have to do it for this campaign.
For sure. I'm excited to see how the new Van Richten's guide is gonna play into this. It's pretty exciting. So you guys, we're starting at level 3, so you guys have already been, adventuring here and there a little bit. Uh, you guys are making your way across Faerun, trying to find the next job. Uh, you guys are currently camping out in some woods on the way, a little past Daggerford. The woods are quiet this night, and the air grows chill. Your fire sputters as a low mist gathers around the edges of your camp. Uh, Growing closer as the night uh, my screen wears on. By morning, the fog hangs thick in the air, turning the trees around you into gray ghosts. then you notice these aren't the same trees that you surrounded you the night before. So you guys kind of wake up in the middle of the night and you realize that uh, the the things around you aren't looking the same as they were when you went to sleep. You see this really thick fog kind of creeping through the trees, and it's slowly coming in the direction of your camp. You guys are right here, by the way. So yeah, you guys wake up and see this fog. What do you guys do?
Arcana check on the fog.
Okay, go ahead and roll me an Arcana check. All right, 19. Okay, so you don't detect anything, or you don't think this fog is magical in any way. It just seems to be like a really thick, uh, fog. You do notice that it's coming your direction, but as far as the arcane arts, there doesn't seem to be anybody controlling the fog necessarily.
Alrighty.
Someone
I
is
guess
approaching us, or
Say that one more time.
or um, do we see someone approaching, or is it just we just notice the fog? Because if my wolf's gonna be like smelling to see if someone's approaching.
Gotcha. Yeah, you don't. Your wolf doesn't sense anything, like any kind of person coming through the fog. It's just this big cloud of fog just slowly inching towards you.
I don't like
I, gue-
this.
I guess I would try and do an investigation check to see if there's like tracks or anything, or like there was anything around, maybe
Okay.
to see like which direction we can go. Because I definitely don't want to go into that fog.
Yeah, you can go ahead and roll an investigation check. All right. So yeah, you guys do know you're kind of camped out right off the main road here. Like there's a little trail that kind of leads through the woods. You do looking up at towards the road. You do see some horse hooves, like the tracks of some horse hooves, kind of that were. You think a horse might have been trotting down the road there towards the south.
All right, guys. It looks like there's tracks leading away from the fog down the road there. What do you guys want to do? I don't want to go into that. And where the fuck are
I
we?
don't. Well, obviously, we're not where we were originally at. So I'd say let's just stay away from the fog if we can. But I got a feeling no matter what we do, it's gonna follow us.
And yeah, my
Just
character's description also like he reads books. He's been searching for Strahd's domain ever since his wife got killed. Would he know about like anything about the area, or is it just basically one of those places that people who go into never come out again?
Sure. Yeah, you can go ahead and roll a history check. Yeah. So you do. You have been talking to some people in the taverns kind of on your way through because you knew you were coming by the town of Daggerford. You have heard several rumors in these taverns that you can recall about an old vampire living in the woods somewhere around this area. No one really has came back and said for sure if they've ever seen a vampire in these woods, but you they have said that it is around the woods of Daggerford that he does reside. So you would know that um, you have heard rumors that there's this giant set of gates with some broken down statues that if people have told you in the past that if you do go through those gates, you pretty much are in the home of this vampire.
All right, I relay that information from what I've known in my past to them, and I say, well, we don't know where we are right now, but I know that I'm looking for some gates and a vampire. So I say we go south.
I agree. We should move far away from this fog as quickly as possible.
Agree.
All right, let's get going then.
All right, so you guys,
Pack up my
Hastily
Oh,
grab
yeah.
everything.
Yeah, just say grab everything we can and quickly, and then just dip.
okay, you guys didn't have much laid out. It was just kind of your bed rolls, You had some makeshift tents, It would be pretty quick to go ahead and pack everything out, or pack everything up and move out. Um, as you guys are heading down the road, you do see an old like carriage or wagon, a cart type thing, just completely shredded on the side of the road, and you see what used to be a campfire. You would assume sitting there by it. Whatever happened here does not look like it was a very fun thing to deal with.
Are we coming from the north previously?
Yes, yeah. So you guys
Okay.
were kind of going down a curved trail from Daggerford up, kind of to the west towards like Waters Deep.
So like this wasn't something that we passed by. Like we haven't seen it yet.
No, you guys were coming
This area.
from the east. Yeah.
So can I investigate this to see if what might have befallen these carriage goers?
Sure. Yeah, you can go ahead and roll an investigation check.
I want to do.
All right. So yeah, you go up to this broken down carriage here, and you kind of look around. It just seems to be in shreds. But you do on the sides of one big piece of wood that still remains of this thing. You just see giant claw marks. It looks like maybe a wolf or something similar. Definitely a lot bigger than Haley's wolf.
All right, so I just inform the group, be like, they've been attacked by some sort of large predator, similar to a wolf claw, but I would say 2, maybe 3 times bigger.
Good. So Fuzzball didn't do this for what?
I was
No,
gonna ask.
Fuzzball's good.
Does he have a name? Or she?
Her name is Fuzzball.
Perfect.
All right. So yeah, other than that, you don't really find anything useful. Just this broken down cart. Uh, I will say with the 20, searching around the campfire though, you do find a note. I'll go ahead and share that with you.
Oh, I appreciate the text underneath it. I'm like, oh, that's cursive. That's hard to read.
Definitely.
Yeah, I hand the note around, obviously, after I read it, and I say, hey, apparently there's been other bad things happening. Let's keep this name in mind. And they're in Barovia. So now, so this would be a notice that we are now definitely not in the area that we left.
Yep, you definitely can tell this is a different place. You don't know where it is, but it's definitely not where you were before. Um, this it looks like someone was on some kind of a mission to help this person, but something bad happened to them, and they're not here anymore. So,
Looks like we're in the right place, guys. Looking for a place no one can find. This is the name of a place I've never heard of, and apparently people are dying here.
and you do see these horse tracks kind of keep going down the road away from you.
Yeah, and I would still vote to keep going down the trail because we really got no other options, and the fog is still closing in. So it's time to skedaddle.
All right. So you guys continue on the road uh, for a few hours, and this fog still kind of is creeping up behind you slowly, but is definitely making its way towards you. And in the distance, you can see a set of giant gates just standing tall in front of you. Go ahead and put that on there. Make sure this works. Tell me if everybody can see this.
Oh yeah,
All right, good deal.
Oh yeah, cool.
Ooh.
very cool.
All right.
This isn't creepy at all.
Wonderful.
So, black pools of water stand like dark mirrors in and around the muddy roadway, and giant trees loom on both sides of the road with their branches clawing at the mist that's creeping up behind you guys. At the gates, the fog spills out of the forest to swallow up the road behind you. Ahead, jutting from the impenetrable woods, on both sides of the road are high stone buttresses looming gray in the fog. Huge iron gates hang on the stonework, dew ceilings with cold tenacity to the rusted bars. Two headless statues of armed guardians flank the gates, their heads now lying among the weeds at their feet, and they greet you only with silence.
I think this is the gate I was looking for. I believe the place we look for is beyond beyond these doors. Now, how do we open this shit?
We can always try pushing on them.
All right, I go up and try and push on it.
Okay, so as you approach these gates, they just immediately swing open. Like you don't think it's normally possible for these huge gates to just fly open. It looked like a little tiny dog gate or something like that just opened up.
Oh, well, that's fucking creepy. And I just keep walking through.
Does everybody follow behind him?
Yeah.
Yes, I put my hand on Fuzzball, like, don't you go too far from me.
Okay, so as you guys all are walking through,
And I just poked my cat in the eye.
uh, you guys are walking through, and as soon as the last person steps across the threshold of this gate, they just slam close again, and it sends a loud thud through the air as they clank back together.
Well, at least they didn't do that while we were inside the mouth still.
Can I want to try to like push or pull on it. Like, is it locked?
Yeah, so you go up and try to push on the gate, and it does not budge at all. It is completely sealed off, it seems like.
Well, Borkin, I think you got your
Turning back
wish.
now.
Well, that's good. I'm hunting some things, and they seem to be on this side of the gate.
I don't know what group. I got a feeling.
Sorry, guys, my kid is crying right now. uh, so yeah, you guys get through the gates. The fog that was following up behind you just seems to kind of spread over the gate, and it doesn't seem to like pass through the gate anymore. It does cover the surrounding woods around you, but it just kind of stops at the gate, like some supernatural force is just like an invisible wall is just there.
Do
I
we
guess
see?
you go, Law.
Oh, do we? Is there any like we were following hoof prints on the trail, but is there any more sign of life or activity like on this side of the gate?
Yeah, the footprints keep going down the road. You're not sure where they lead to, but this road does kind of extend off for ways. You guys do still have woods surrounding you on both sides of the road, but the trail you can see way up ahead as the road curves. It starts to kind of open up a little bit.
Um, you guys want to just follow the road, or should I do another investigation to see if we can, like, see anything else that we might need around here, or might be able to glean information off of?
I could send Fuzzball to sniff around to see if we should follow the tracks more.
Perfect.
Okay.
I I I send Fuzzball to smell the tracks and point the direction that they're.
Okay. So yeah, he kind of runs up, or she kind of runs up the road a little bit, kind of towards the opening that you can see way off in the distance, and you hear her all the way in the distance barking loudly, and she is kind of running back up towards you guys, and she's barking and kind of pointing down the road with her nose.
Does she seem agitated, or?
uh, she definitely seems like aroused. Like she definitely picked up some scent in the air.
All right, I unsling my longbow and I go off after her.
Okay.
I also pull out my longbow and like
Okay.
tell Fuzz.
Okay. So yeah, are you guys kind of following back up where Fuzzball was at?
Mm.
Okay, so as you guys are walking through, like I said, the woods are still surrounding you on both sides, and towering trees whose tops are lost in heavy gray mist block out all but a death gray light, and the tree trunks are unnaturally close to one another, and the woods have the silence of a forgotten grave, yet exclude the feeling of an unvoiced scream. Uh, so,
So not a good place for a summer home.
right. And Haley,
Oh no.
as you guys are kind of walking through the woods, this really foul stench of death just hits you in the nose.
They don't smell good up ahead. Like dead. Ugh.
Yeah, I'd like to. As soon as she says that, I would like to try and stealth as we keep approaching.
Okay, go ahead and roll a stealth check for me.
I am also going to go into stealth as soon as like that smell.
Okay. All right.
Why not?
All right.
Woo!
All righty. So yeah, you guys uh, are stealth, or at least trying to stealth as best you can. You can distinctly tell that this smell leads off into the woods a little ways. Do you guys want to follow that scent, or just kind of keep going down the road? You guys are about like uh,
Do the tracks stop there?
no, they keep going down the road, but the so the road keeps going and the tracks are along the road, and the smell just hits you from like the left side out into the woods a little ways.
Do you guys want to go see if anyone needs help, or if there's survivors, or what possibly if we can find out what possibly killed these things, whatever they are?
I think trying to find some allies in this world is the better move first.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
Is the horse tracks like a single horse, or is it like you can tell like this is like a traveled road by?
This looks like just one single horse. Just
Oh,
no cart tracks or anything behind it, just a single horse.
oh, that's ominous.
Something could have possibly eaten the horse, and what we're smelling is its corpse. Just saying, it's an idea.
Are you able to tell how far away it is with that nose of yours?
I would say
Um,
it's it's probably it's strong enough that it's probably only a few, like maybe 10 feet into the woods. Like it's not far off the trail at all.
Oh, in that case.
All right, yeah, I want to try and sneak up to it and see if I can figure out what it is. Do you want me to roll like perception or investigation or anything?
Yeah, you can go ahead and roll an investigation check.
By the way, I don't know if it was intentional or not, but I couldn't see Haley's rolls in Roll20.
Yeah,
Yeah, I can't see him either.
I think it's in D&D Beyond. Is
Oh.
that correct?
it's
Oh,
in
okay.
Beyond. For some reason my add-on is not working properly in Roll20.
I can just open up the lodge. Because it's
Yeah,
exciting. Like,
I
if you get a crit, I want to see it.
yeah,
Sure.
it was a
Yeah, that's
23
actually
on
my
spell
whole
check.
thing. I was like, I want to be able to go, oh,
Or 1.
oh.
All right. So yeah,
Don't jinx me.
you definitely follow the scent. This foul scent leads you to a human corpse half buried in the underbrush about 10 feet from the road. The young man appears to be a commoner. His muddy clothes are torn and raked with claw marks. Crows have been at the body, which is surrounded by paw prints. The man obviously has been dead for several days, and he holds a crumpled envelope in one hand.
I try and take and read the envelope.
Okay. So inside the envelope, you find a letter.
Oh, I definitely want to help this woman. Okay, so this guy, whoever wrote the letter, believes that whoever is the controller of this area is unbeatable now, and they wanted this person to go out and seal this area in.
Uh, that's not a bad assumption, yeah.
Awesome. It looks like we're in the right place.
Yeah,
Keep
so
saying we're in the right place. I think we already are.
you guys
Where
can
we
We
found
was
it.
looking for it. I think we found it.
Mm-hmm.
you guys can all roll a perception check for me.
Oh, that was almost a nat 20. It stayed on it for so long.
Mine was 2, and then it was a 2.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, so
Ooh.
this is the first time I've played a ranger. Do I have to do perception rolls for my wolf too?
Um, if it comes to it, yeah, this one doesn't. If it has to do with like smell or something like that, I would say yeah, something that would
Yeah.
to do with his senses, but right now this is more just looking around, seeing what you see around you.
Okay. All right.
But I'll let you know.
Okay.
Um, so yeah, you guys, Haley, you definitely can look out across the distance. There's a huge after these woods kind of end. You see out in the open. There's just like huge plains ahead of you guys, and way at the very back, almost on the horizon, you can see the tops of a few old-looking buildings. You can't really tell what they are at this distance, but you definitely see some buildings up ahead.
Some buildings up ahead that I can spot up there, but I don't know what else I can see.
While she's looking at that, I'm taking the notes that we've discovered. I'm putting them with all my investigation materials that I keep with me
Okay,
as evidence.
good idea. Okay, so yeah,
Can I search the body of the boy?
sure. You can go ahead and roll an investigation check.
Ooh, I'm not good at that.
Is there any sign of the horse there, or is it just the boy?
No, you don't see a horse. You just see just the boy sitting there. He's not like a kid, but he's a younger man, probably like early 20s.
Okay.
You do
And we
see.
did see the horse tracks continue towards the village.
That's correct. Yes.
All
So yeah, you don't really find anything else on the body. Definitely some old dry blood, and you can tell this corpse is starting to rot. Uh,
I'm I'm, I'm sorry if I missed it earlier, but what was he got killed by?
uh, you
Can we
s-
tell?
yeah, you can see claw marks just ravaging this man's body.
Okay.
And large wolf tracks all around.
Yes, paw prints.
All right. So, are we going across the plains to the buildings over there? Or we're going to try and stick to the edges, stay safe. What's the plan?
Well, it sounds like there was people here before, so maybe there's somebody in that town.
That's what I was thinking
Also,
as well.
we're also having to deal with werewolves, so they could easily hide in the plain, but they're probably going to be more in the woods. So I would say stealth in the open, maybe?
Keep to the middle then.
Mm-hmm.
I
I'll take
agree.
after your lead. I take kind of a rear guard position with my bow.
Okay.
I'll be in the middle, but Fuzzball is going to be towards the front.
Okay.
I'll be in between Haley and Fuzzball.
Okay. So you guys you spend a couple hours getting down this road, and these buildings start to come into view. They look like old, cottages, and they're just all of them that you can see so far are completely boarded up. All the windows, doors, everything is just like completely boarded. It is dark here, like it's daylight, but just the clouds overhead, just it almost seems like deathly gray around, and you do see uh, the light you could imagine from like a lantern or something kind of shining through the cracks through the boards over the windows. So it definitely looks like there's people here. Um, and as you guys approach into the town, the first thing you see is that, or you notice that there is nobody in the streets. But looking up ahead, the road kind of goes into town. You do see an old woman pushing a cart down the road. I'll go ahead and move you guys over here.
Does she look just vastly out of place for how empty everything else is? Or does she look like she belongs alone on an empty street?
She looks completely out of place. There is no one else. It is like deathly quiet here, and uh, she is all by herself. Let me go ahead and pull you guys' tokens over.
Wh-
I whisper over to them like, so, do we go talk to her or do we follow her and try and find something out? It seems like this place is rather abandoned.
I was gonna see if Fuzzball would smell any like threat from her first.
Okay. You can go ahead and roll a perception check for your wolf now.
All right. Oh, now it works.
All right. Just go ahead and pull up some notes real quick.
Well, that was from the actual
So
stat. Was it supposed to be from mine as well, or like I said, first time ranger? I'm still learning this.
Yeah. I think it would have its own stat block.
Okay.
You might just look up in another tab, like just a wolf stat block or something. It should pull something
I
up.
I have it. That's what I used.
Okay.
so, is the street like used, or is it still just a single set of horse tracks going through the middle of this town?
So this like dirt path where the horse tracks were kind of starts to form into like a old stone road that leads through town, and the horse tracks stop at the stone. Like it looks like the horse just went onto the stone, and the tracks went away. But it definitely looks like it was heading in directly into town. Just gotta put a token up real quick.
Justin Fuzzball.
So for Fuzzball, he definitely she definitely sees the old lady standing there. Um, she kind of sniffs around, and her tail starts wagging. She's like super excited.
Everything's great, yeah.
Okay. If,
You're,
if if Fuzzball's excited about something, then I think it's okay to approach.
Yeah, I want to shout out to her.
okay.
Hey, you over there. Kind of step up and get shouting distance. How far away we are, how close I need to be.
Okay. Yeah, I'd say you guys are probably within shouting distance of her. She this is like this old cloaked woman. She's got this long black cloak on her, pushing this cart, and she kind of turns around, and you can faintly see a smile come across her face, and she kind of starts wheeling the cart over towards you guys. She's moving very slow. She's an old lady.
I'll watch to meet her halfway.
Okay.
Just trying to keep an eye out too to see like if anything weird
Yeah, I was about to
changes
say
with
I'm
her.
keeping an eye out our back and like out the edges to see if whatever killed those things is going to be coming behind us, and just keep an eye on buildings and stuff. Just being a wary ranger.
Okay. So yeah, as you approach, you guys in the back, you don't see anything around you. Like it's dead silent on these roads. And as you, Isabetta, approach this old lady, she just kind of smiles at you. She says, "Oh, hello, honey. How are you doing today?"
Well, I've I've had stranger days, but did you tell us where we are exactly?
Oh yes, sweetie. You guys are in the village of Barovia. Not to be
Okay,
mistaken for Barovia as a whole. It's just a small village here on the outskirts.
your village
I
is
like look at her. I was like,
In Balovia.
I looked at her. I was like, wait. So Barovia is the whole country? I'm not just looking for one city. Son of a bitch.
She says, "Yes, Barovia is this. It's more of a valley between the mountains." She kind of points around, and you can definitely see the peaks of huge mountains way out in the distance. Uh, she says, We all live in this little valley. It used to be a beautiful place at one time."
What do you mean used to be?
And
She says, "Well, we have a bit of a strict ruler here in Brovia." And she kind of points towards the. There's this giant cliff you can see looming overhead. They're just out of town, and on top sits this ginormous castle, and it's just completely black that just sticks up out of the cliffside here and looms all over the city or the little village you're in.
Where are the other people in this city?
She says, "Oh, they are, they're around. They're most are scared of um, you know, him." And she kind of points back up at the castle. Says he's not the nicest person.
Can I insight check her?
Sure.
Hey!
Very nice.
Yeah, she's definitely telling the truth from what you can tell. You know, it is obvious that all the windows are boarded up and they're everyone's trying to keep someone or something out. Uh, she doesn't seem to be lying at all.
So who is this ruler?
She says, "Well, everyone here calls him the Devil's Strahd." Uh, she says he's not. I don't know if I'd go as far to say he's a devil, but he is a very he rules with an iron fist, if it were her, as it were.
Yeah, like my character's background. We talked about this before. I didn't know what conclusion we came to. In my researchings, looking for this place, would I have heard mention of Strahd? Because we were talking about how the Raven Queen has beef with Strahd, and that I might have come across that looking up all my information on vampires and trying to find this place.
Yeah, you definitely have heard of Strahd. He's more of a legend though. No one you didn't think he actually existed, or at least still existed. You know that he hasn't. He used to be this. You can go ahead and roll a history check for me. Okay, yeah. So
Very nice.
yeah, you know that there was a Strahd von Zarovich. He used to be this just absolutely ruthless conqueror. He would go around to all these places and just completely ravage them. He was following in the footsteps of his father. He was another uh, von Zarovich, uh, which he was also another ruthless conqueror. But Strahd specifically seemed to be a lot more successful. But the reason you kind of came across this information is that the legend that surrounds the lore you've read about him. At some point, he got stuck here, or he got stuck in a place called. Uh, he got stuck outside of Daggerford in the woods. That's how you kind of knew about this area. Uh, and somewhere along the way, he happened to turn into a vampire somehow. And as the legend goes, he still kind of sucks people into his realm from time to time. But you thought he was long gone. This has been like 4 centuries ago that this has all happened.
Okay, I like relay what I remember to the group, and then I go to her, be like, "How? How? He's a legend. I thought he wasn't actually real, or he had alone, let alone alive still."
She kind of smiles again and she says, "Oh no, dear, he is alive and well. He's been ruling over this place for quite some time."
He must have been the lord those vampires served. Hmm. Okay.
Is there anywhere that you could take us? Is there a leader of this village?
She says,
Hmm.
"Hmm. There is a burgomaster.
Well, do you know the name? Uh, is it Irina Koliana?
Oh yes, such a sweet young dear. She was the adopted daughter of the burgomaster.
Interesting. Yes, point us in that direction if you would.
Okay, she pretty much tells you that the Burgos master's mansion was up the road here, and she says you make a right at the road, and then your first right you come to, you make another right, and his mansion is directly down that road. She would have also told you that the burgomaster's name is Dolvin Oliensky. She says, though I haven't heard from him in some time, he he went out looking for something, and I haven't seen him since.
Yes, we may have heard something about that. Um, I would suggest to the party that we move along and not give her any more information. Really.
Okay, and I will
As
say Haley
I
Fuzzball is just sniffing all around her cart and is just wagging her tail like crazy.
I'm I'm just wondering, um, can I get your name, ma'am?
She says, you can just call me Grandma. That's what everyone here
Grandma.
calls me.
That's a lovely name. I'm sorry, my wolf fuzzball here seems to be really interested in your car. Do you have any wares?
Oh, she says, oh yes, I'm so glad you asked. I almost forgot. I actually am around town today, selling some pies. And she pulls out two different pies and sets them on top of the cart. There's kind of a cloth over the cart, and she pulls one from underneath, and then pulls the other one, sets it next to it, and they look like just regular old meat pies. They definitely smell delicious.
So much for your help. How much for one of those meat pies?
She says, "Oh, um, I usually sell them for about a gold apiece. They do take some love and care to make, but for you, sweet child, I'll give you one for 5 silver."
I hand her 5 silver.
All right, you got one of these meat pies.
Sweet. I will put it away and I will look at Fuzzball and go, you'll get some later, so chill out.
Oh, that reminds me. Were we didn't do any inventory currency stuff?
Yeah, I haven't actually looked at what you guys picked. I know you can start with either gold or um, like starting equipment. Uh, I would say you guys probably have, like 50 gold or
Okay.
so, and then
Oh, okay.
some start whatever your equipment is.
Perfect.
I will because I started with 10 gold, so I will add that 40 to it.
I started with no gold for some
Yeah.
reason. I don't know why. It's my background, maybe.
You guys have done some jobs beforehand, so you definitely
Yeah.
have a little bit of currency.
And
And as you hand her the 5 silver, she kind of looks at it a little bit, and she just kind of makes this face and puts it in her pocket.
Well, thank you very much, ma'am. I hope you can find a customer in this godforsaken town. And then I walk past her to go in the direction she told us to.
Okay, she says, "Oh yes, dear, people love my pies. Someone will come eventually." And you guys kind of make your way past her. Uh, you guys start heading down this road, and you see a young lady uh, like running up to this old lady as she's kind of walking up out of town, and stops her and hands her a gold piece, and she hands her a pie, and she just darts behind a building right after
Not
making
the
that
ice cream
change.
man, but for pies.
And she kind of notices you guys looking at her, and she kind of puts the hood up over her cloak and smiles as she's slowly pushing her cart down the road out of town.
That's weird that she would run in a different direction after grabbing the pie. I kind of want to check that out, but I kind of want to focus on getting to this girl. My character would be like, that's fucking weird. But he's like, but there's a girl that needs to be saved.
Fair enough. So yeah, what do you guys do to keep going over to the mansion, or?
I'm gonna head over to the mansion.
Yeah, I definitely want to talk to this burgomaster.
Okay. So yeah, you guys definitely see the same type of thing. I'll actually show you guys a picture of what it looks like around here. I didn't get a chance to put this one in yet. Um, my computer's being slow. Okay, there it goes. Oh, that was a lot bigger than it's supposed to be.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Yeah, put that on y'all's screen. So yeah, you guys can definitely see some lights coming through the windows and stuff from these houses, but it's still deathly quiet outside. And as you guys approach this corner here, on the left side, you see a little intersection. This looks like the main area of town. On one of the buildings, this sign just creaks back and forth. That's about all you can hear. Like it's so silent here. It just kind of creaks back and forth in the wind, and pretty soon after you notice the creaking of this sign, you just hear this loud cry coming down the road to the right, where she told you that the mansion was, like down this direction.
I'd start taking off towards it.
Okay. So yeah, you make your way down. This doesn't you see up ahead the mansion that she was talking about? It's definitely bigger and nicer than the rest of the buildings here in town. But this cry, it doesn't seem like a scream. It's more like a sad cry. Is coming from the building directly to your left, right here.
Do you guys want to investigate it?
Is that anything else happening? It's just that one cry.
Yep.
Like there's no doors opening for someone to peek out or nothing.
No, it's everyone's staying where they were at if there is anyone around, and this cry is so loud compared to the deathly silence you've heard before this cry.
Well, Borkin, I think that it'll make you feel better if we go look inside, so we can take a peek.
Thank you, I appreciate that. So, yeah, I want to roll investigation. If I see if I can attain, like, where the cry is coming from inside the house, and I guess maybe go knock on the door since we're not, like, since I don't think it's probably wise to just burst into some random person's house.
Fair enough. Okay, you can go ahead and roll an investigation check.
I was gonna say, Haley goes up and just knocks on the door.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So Borkin, you are kind of looking around the house. You see a small crack between two boards covering one of the windows. There's definitely light coming from this house. You look inside, and you see a really skinny old woman, not quite as old as the one you just talked to, but like 40s, 50s, like an older woman, laying in the middle of her like living room area floor, holding a doll, and she's just rocking back and forth, crying, and the a moaning as Haley, you knock on the door. A moaning sob floats through the still gray streets, coloring your thoughts with sadness, and the sounds flow from this dark two-story house.
Does she respond, or she just keeps crying?
She just keeps crying. She makes no effort to go check the door.
So I guess we're gonna go in then.
I had a sad feeling from this place. I don't like it.
Yeah, I don't know about this one, Borton.
Maybe we should keep going where we were going to go originally, and come
What
back.
if it was her son we found?
Mm, it's a village. It could be anybody's kid or person that died.
I'm assuming a lot of people die in this village.
Mm-hmm.
All right, if you guys don't want to go, I will not go against the group.
I just have a
But I
really
think
bad
we should
feeling
help
about
this
her.
woman. You guys are kind of acting like pussies.
I don't think she's gonna go anywhere though. So
That is also a valid point.
maybe we can come back to her after we talk to the burgomaster. Maybe he knows about her.
Yes, exactly. That they would know more than we do, and we're in a strange place. We can't just go barging into someone's house.
Probably wouldn't have been the worst thing that happened to them all week, but I agree. Let us go talk to the Burgermeister and try and get more information.
Okay. So yeah, you guys make your way up to the mansion down here. Um, a weary looking mansion squats behind a rusting iron fence. The iron gates are twisted and torn. The right gate lays cast aside while the left swings lazily in the wind. The stuttering squill and clang of the gate repeats with mindless precision. Weeds choke the ground and press with menace upon the house itself. Yet, against the walls, the growth has been tramped down to create a path all about the domain. Heavy claw markings have stripped the once beautiful finish off the walls. Great black marks tell of fires that have assailed the mansion. Not a pane nor shard of glass stands in any window. All the windows are barred with planks, each one marked with stains of evil omen.
Looks like they've been under constant attack here.
The
But from what?
burgomaster's house. So
Apparently magic, and maybe more of those large beasts. Should I roll another investigation check?
You can roll a perception check. All right. So, yeah, you discern trampled weeds all around the mansion, as well as scores of wolf paw prints and human footprints. The footprints were made. It looked like they were made by like zombies or something. They're just completely random. Like they're not like a typical human walking in a straight line. And looks like some kind of large wolf that you've seen the markings of before.
Yes, it's that wolf that we saw before. And apparently Someone who's addled in the brain or something. They can't seem to walk in straight lines.
I
Could be a
just
zombie.
as soon as you say zombie, Haley starts petting Fuzzball. Very, very like just hold that anxiety.
Fuzzball kind of has her tail tucked between her legs and is just like cuddling up to you.
Good girl.
I guess I walk up to the door and knock.
Okay. As you do, you hear some shuffling about inside the door. No one answers after a few minutes of standing there, but you definitely hear some shuffling, and you hear uh, a young man's voice going shh.
My name is Borkin. We're very confused and new to town. We've heard that you are the leader of this place from a seemingly nice old lady down the road. Um, I can hear you in there. I am here searching for my lost wife, and I believe she was taken somewhere in this country.
Okay, hear you hear someone on the other side of the door quietly approaching the door. They seem like they're definitely trying to be quiet.
I slide the note underneath the door. I found this on the road on the way here. I believe it came from this location.
Okay, are you sliding the one that has the information about the burgomaster?
Yeah,
Okay. All right. Yeah, you slide it under the door, and you see just a little piece of it still sticking out under the door, and it just quickly disappears inside the door. Uh, and after a few minutes, this door creaks open, and there's just like 10 locks, like the chains of locks going across the door, and you see a young man's eye poking out, and he says, "So you're not from around here?"
I mean, look at me. I still. I'm outside. That should tell you enough, I guess.
He says,
We have no idea what's going on.
"Aye, you got a fair point." And he shuts the door, and you hear just clanking of locks being unlocked. He's going through like 10 of these things, and the door opens up and reveals this young man. Did that pop up on everybody's screen?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay. He says, he kind of looks around outside, and he says, come quickly, come inside."
All right, I slide on in, wave motion for the other ones to follow. Can I do an insight check?
Sure. What are you trying to? What kind of information are you trying to get out of?
I'm just trying to see, like, I, I guess it might be a perception check. I want to see if he's like got injuries or anything like that. Like, he's kind of his state of mind and everything. Because I can tell he's terrified. I just want to see if it's because he was recently in a fight or if he's just been like in the house or something.
Okay. Yeah, you can roll an insight check. Oh yeah. Okay. So you definitely can tell he's kind of trembling all over, like something not like just happened, but he's definitely been through some trauma recently, and uh, he definitely seems wary of visitors.
All right. So after we're all inside, I say, "So well, man, are you the Burgermeister?"
He says, "Alas, I am not." He says, "The father, my father, he was the burgomaster." He says, "I am Ismark, the burgomaster's son. Do you, this letter, do you know what happened to him?"
We saw a cart on the road, ravaged to pieces by what looked like a giant beast. Also, I have questions about this giant beast we keep finding evidence of.
He puts his hand in his head, and he's just the worst. I fear I feared the worst might have happened to him, and I see that it has indeed.
We found no bodies.
Even more terrifying.
All right, can you tell us what the fuck is going on here?
He says, "Come
Why
with
does
me."
your house look like it's been sieged?
He kind of ushers everyone. He says, I will tell you. Everybody come inside quickly. You mustn't sit out in the streets."
Yeah, I said that we started talking after everybody was inside.
Okay, I got you. So yeah, as soon as you guys come in, he slams the door shut and begins locking all the locks again. Uh, after he gets done, he kind of pulls you into the kitchen area. He seems to be the only one here, except for you heard him shushing somebody. um, he sits you guys all around the kitchen table, and he pulls out this container of just this glass container of, it looks like kind of dirty old water, but he kind of pours you each a glass and passes it around. He says, "So you guys aren't from around here? Where do you guys come from?"
Shit. I come from a place you will never have heard of. I from deep in the mountains, and I have no idea where Ghost Wives halflings are from, but it says in their character traits that nobody really knows where they come from. That they're from a tiny settlement way out in the middle of nowhere on the Sword Coast somewhere.
Okay. He says,
Yeah, we're from Faerun, right? That we were in
Oh, that
Faerun,
could
and
be
then
it.
yeah, I would say yeah, somewhere in Faerun. The Sword Coast is part of Faerun, so
yeah. But like we were in Faerun, and then we got teleported here.
correct. You guys were on the
Yeah.
Sword
Okay, cool.
Coast.
So that's that makes it so much easier for my character to have found you guys. Because like, if you guys were investigating it, and I was like, well, shit, that's right by my house. That makes my backstory make so much more sense since it is close to this area. Nice.
There you go. So
You planned it.
yeah, he says,
I mean, totally as planned.
he says, so you guys aren't from Barovia at all, are you? He says, I'm so sorry.
Actually, I just learned that it wasn't just a city.
He says, yes, a common misconception about this place, I guess. He says, I'm so sad to say, he says, I am mixed with joy and sadness to see you here. Uh, he says, so about what happened, this beast you speak of, the best thing I can describe it as is a just completely what's the word for it? Ravished human turned into a beast. A giant wolf, I guess, might be familiar to you.
A
He's a
man
fucking
wolf?
werewolf.
Yes, a werewolf. You've heard of them.
Son of a bitch.
He says,
I'm here to hunt vampires, not werewolves. But if I got to, I got to.
you definitely
We
have
don't even
both.
we don't know this land, so most likely it's gonna happen probably. I mean, we're both hunting vampires, so werewolves is just
Added
collateral
bonus.
damage.
He says, yes,
As
if vampires are what you seek, you've came to the right place. I will tell you. He says, but anyway, the werewolves, they about 3 moons ago came to our house. They were trying to get my father. We boarded ourselves up in here, held them off. Just in the middle of the night after the attack, they just stopped and went away. Um, it was quiet after that, and my father, he locked us up in here, and he went in search of something. He didn't tell us where he was going, but we haven't heard from him since.
So where is your stepsister or your adopted sister then? Is she here and safe?
Uh, you can roll an inside check. He says, "Oh, he kind of looks around the room. He's like, she's not feeling well at the moment.
I understand that. I've another letter about that.
He says, filled with information.
And I show him the other letter.
Okay, he kind of glances over it. He says, he says, he kind of looks around nervously and he says, Irina, you could come out. And um, she was very well hidden behind a cupboard uh, in the next room over. And she walks up with her head down and she kind of looks at you nervously and is staying cautiously in the doorway. And Ismark, he kind of motions to her. He says, I believe they're safe. They're not from here. And she kind of comes around and sits nervously at the table and kind of across from you guys. You guys are all on one end. She's at the other. And he pours her a glass of this dirty looking water. And she just kind of nervously holds it between her two hands and slowly sips from it. Uh, and Ismark kind of turns back to you after pouring the glass and says, So, you guys are hunting a vampire? What makes you crazy enough to do that?
One of them took my wife. I'm not sure what Haley's reason is, but
They
I
destroyed
tend to
my
find her or I'll find them.
They destroyed my village and my entire tribe.
We
I'm the
got
one that
beef.
killed them all. We got something.
He says, Sadly, I know all too well the feelings of grief after what vampires can do. He kind of walks over towards Irene. He's standing around as he's talking to you guys, and he kind of pulls her hair back, and on her neck you see two bite marks uh, on her neck. And he says,
Now, out. Sorry, keep going.
he says the vampire he got my sister.
So outside of the game,
Mhm.
I have protection against good and evil, which if somebody's already been afflicted by one of the uh, so have disadvantage on attack rolls, charmed. Uh so vampirism isn't like a charm; it's a or a possession, correct?
Yeah, it's like a curse. You know it to be like a curse.
Okay, yeah, I thought maybe because it says that they give advantage on saves for trying to beat the save. I thought maybe like if she was still in the saves of like fighting vampirism, I could cast that in on her and like maybe she'd get advantage on her next saves, but that's not gonna work.
Yeah, you and Haley both know kind of how vampires work, because you guys are vampire hunters. To become a vampire, it's not merely just getting bitten by one. You actually have to like want to become one. You either have to make some kind of pact with some dark entity, or uh, you have to actually like get the true vampire's blood in your system, like completely. Like you got to pretty much suck the blood from a whole vampire to become a vampire yourself. Otherwise, a vampire, it could suck so much blood out of a being that they become a vampire spawn, not a full fledged vampire. But the she doesn't seem to have been like completely taken by this vampire. She just seems to have gotten a bite and then like he took off or something.
So she was like marked, kind of.
Right. Yeah, she would be like completely gray if she was going through the stages of becoming a vampire spawn.
Okay, seeing that, I say, oh, well, in some ways you're unlucky, but in some ways you're lucky to still be breathing in yourself.
She kind of looks up nervously and kind of wipes her mouth away with the water, and she says it was so strange. He came in my room uh, that night after we tried to finally get some rest, and I woke up and he was standing there by my bedside. and I tried to scream, but I was just frozen in fear, and he just got me. And then I don't know what happened. The he just flew away. He disappeared. I thought it was some
Long
kind of
ago was
nightmare.
this?
Was it Strahd?
She says, it was dark. I couldn't see his face. This was about 3 moons ago. He says he bit my neck and he just disappeared. I couldn't see like who it was.
Be any vampire.
Interesting. And since then, has the torment on your home increased?
She says it has completely ceased since.
That's very strange.
Yes,
Sounds
indeed it
like the
is.
attacks were a distraction.
Say that again?
Sounds like the attacks might have been a distraction. Get everyone locked up in the house, get them in one place.
Ismark kind of sits there. He puts his hand on his chin. He says, could be, could be. He says, but why would the vampire want my sister of all people?
How old is she?
She's uh probably about like early 20s. In the book, I think it says she's like 16, but that's really weird. So, for later stuff, yeah, she's about like early 20s.
Okay, she's of age.
Yeah,
Okay.
yes.
I think I might know why he wants you, but we're just gonna keep that on the DL.
He
But
says,
there might be other reasons for this. Elizabeth has purposely been kind of sitting back and quiet.
okay. Yeah, he has shot you a couple strange glances. He's kind of weary of you. He says, so what about the rest of you? Your friend's a vampire hunter. Why are you all here with him?
He was after vampires. I'm after vampires. By the way, this is my my wolf, Fuzzball. She's super friendly.
He kind of Arena. She is sitting at the table. She kind of jumps back as she sees another wolf. Definitely traumatized. His Mark kind of pats her on the shoulder. Says, "It's okay. It's a little one. It's a little one."
I've had Fuzzball since she was a pup. She's super nice. She won't hurt you unless you try to do something to me. That's just how she works.
Seems a lot better than the wolves we've encountered recently.
I pull out a small piece of meat pie and I hand it to Fuzzball to eat.
Okay. So Fuzzball is just going to town on this pie, and uh, she just completely licks the table clean where he had set the pie, and um, Fuzzball starts acting a little strange after a few minutes of sitting here. She's kind of just staring off into the distance.
Should not have given her the pie.
I
Just
wouldn't
questioning that
want
pie.
to say anything,
Yeah,
but
me too.
I was just like, I'm not gonna take. This is the one woman out in the middle of the street selling meat pies.
Yeah, that's
Fuck that! I'm
people.
not eating that
That's
shit.
a people pie.
This is why I gave it to my wolf. The reason for the strange look.
Yeah. So Ismark or Irina had kind of overheard the conversation with you guys and Ismark, and she says, "Ismark, what happened to father?" And Ismark, he just kind of shakes his head and kind of wipes a tear away from his eye and kind of pats her on the shoulder, and he says, "Irina," he says, "I don't know how to tell you this," and she just starts sobbing uh, around the table, and he's just trying to comfort her.
Fear loss. Potentially. I mean, we did find just the wrecked carriage, but we didn't find a body. So it could be good news.
I also say, well, I hate to use this as a segue, but your crying reminded me there's an old woman a few houses down. She seems to be sobbing very loudly and laying on the floor. Is that, do you know her or have heard anything about her?
Ismark kind of speaks up. He says, "Oh, you must be talking about Mad Mary. She tends to do that. She's been like this for about a month now. Just constant crying. It kind of gets old after a while."
What is
So
wrong with
she's
her?
crazy? Or,
He says, "I haven't personally talked to her, but that's what she goes by as Mad Mary. So everyone kind of assumes."
valid assumption. I kind of look at the others. I'm like, good thing we didn't go in there, huh?
I'm
uh,
really glad I suggested we move on.
he says,
I whisper that.
he kind of like says, "Well, let's continue our conversation elsewhere. This kitchen must be uncomfortable." Says, "I trust that you all are friendly." He kind of gives a weird glance at Isilbeta, but he's he's rolling with it, and he kind of takes you guys all over to the living area. Uh, you notice that the interior of this mansion is well furnished, yet the fixtures show signs of great wear. Noticeable oddities are the boarded up windows and presence of holy symbols in every room. The burgomaster is in a side drawing of the room is in a side drawing room on the floor, lying in a simple wooden coffin, surrounded by wilting flowers and a faint odor of decay. Okay,
Wait,
they
Like,
had they have a picture of him in a coffin, and you smell decay like this was an old this coffin has probably been used before.
okay, so it's like the previous lord before the one that's lost right now?
No, it's a picture of their father. Like it was a big picture that was probably hanging on the wall. They just kind of assumed the worst had happened to him and had this coffin ready for his body if it ever found its way back here.
Okay, got it. Well, it seems you guys were prepared for the worst.
And Irina just starts kind of sobbing again and lays on the couch there. Um,
So, is there anything we can do to help you fix whatever situation is this whole place has become,
so
I guess, trapped by?
as Irina kind of lays on the couch over, she's going more into the living room. You guys are still kind of standing around the doorway. He kind of brings you guys all in a little closer, talks a little quieter, and um, he says, "I fear the worst for my sister Irina." She says, he says, "I have to ask a small favor of you. Um, if you guys aren't staying here, could you please take her to uh, a town called Kretsk? It's on the other side of Barovia, but I want to get her as far away from that damn castle as I possibly can."
I have a question for you, Irina. Have you felt any urges since that night where he bit you?
She kind of looks up at you, like confused. She says, "Urges? No, I don't think so." She says, I don't know what urges." She kind of like just realized what you're asking, and she says, "Oh no, no, I have no cravings for blood or any of that craziness."
Good.
I look at the group and I pull them aside too. I was like, we must discuss this together. This
Yeah,
is a lot of a burden. We are on quite an important quest, but she may be directly connected to who we are looking for.
as Mark looks at you, he shakes his head in understanding and kind of goes and sits by Irina.
Are we separate on
You,
side group, or are we with him?
yeah, you guys are kind of like there's the living area, and you guys are just outside the doorway. Like there's a little hallway there between there and the kitchen.
It's interesting that that a vampire went specifically for the leader of the town's daughter. I'm not sure what magic is in play here, but he might be trying to turn villagers.
I was worried about the same thing. I want to help this girl,
Seem,
but I'm not going to make that decision on my own. It is a burden to have to escort someone through unknown lands.
and we don't even know about this mist, the fog. I think
We
we
will
should find out
definitely
about
ask
that.
about that. And also, for her behalf, a guide would be good. Someone who knows knows the area.
Agreed.
Also agreed.
All right, so we ask about the fog, and depending on the answer, then we accept.
I also want to know why that village. Is there somebody there that can help her? Is there somebody there that can?
Good. Yes, I agree as well.
It's a odd request.
Especially when it's far away from here.
But look at the man. He obviously can't protect her.
This place can't probably take much more if he comes back, so yeah.
The place is falling apart.
I wonder if he's turned others though within the city.
There's a good chance of that. I don't like the idea of staying here much longer than we have to. It just gives me a bad feeling through and through. And plus, look at your wolf. That was a fucking pie that did that.
Yeah, the fuzzball is still just staring into nothing.
I pat Fuzzball on the head really, really hard.
Fuzzball just does not seem phased at all. It's just she's just staring and like in a complete trance.
Yeah, I don't like it here. Especially I really shouldn't have given her that meat pie.
I agree.
Yeah.
All right, so we find out why, and we find out about this fog.
Agreed.
All right. So I turn around with that information. I walk back in, and I
Oh.
ask him those two questions.
Real quick, as Bolton turns around to go back, I reach over and I cast guidance on him.
Okay. What was the questions again? I'm sorry, I missed it.
So we want to know about the fog and what's so significant about it because it chased us in here basically, and we want to know why he wants us to take her to that specific city, not just because it's further away, but like what's the real reason?
Okay. So for the first question with the mists, Isaac or Ismark, he explains that the mist is what holds everyone in Barovia. He kind of follows that into the second question about Kretsk. He says he pretty much tells you that that's the farthest away you can get from Castle Ravenloft, which is the castle up on the hill, um, without. You know, he says pretty much the mist are at that's the edge of Barovia at where Crest is. He says the mist. He tells you that it's kind of a characterization or an embodiment of Strahd's consciousness. He says that Strahd is kind of trapped here like a prison, and that everyone in Barovia is trapped along with him. And the mist he tells you is deadly. He says if you go in, um, like it's so thick you can't even see, and somehow, no matter what direction you go into, if you manage to survive the suffocating of the mist that will happen to you, you always end up in the same. You end up back in Barovia every time. Uh, he says there's few people that live to tell everyone that, but he says there is stories. Um, but as far as Kretsk, like you said, this is the farthest away from Castle Ravenloft he could think of, without going into the mist. And he says it's a pretty quiet place. He says he knows of a church that used to be there. He hasn't been there in some time, but he knows that there used to be a church up on the hill, uh, inside of Kresk, and he feels like that's probably the safest place for her to be.
And also, um, what the fuck did that pie to that dog?
He says, "Pie, you didn't eat the old woman's pies, did you?"
We didn't. The dog did. We
He's-
pulled it out right in front of him and fed it to her. He didn't say shit.
Yeah,
he
I
didn't.
pulled it out right in the kitchen. I just kind of handed it underneath the table.
He
But,
didn't know
yeah.
that it was the old lady's. He thought it was just like, whatever kind of pie you had on you. But he kind of lifts the dog's ears up, and he's like, it's too far gone now. He says,
Oh no.
that old lady, she's not what she appears to be. She may seem nice, but she has all the. He says most of the villagers here are addicted to these pies, so to speak. Like every time she comes through town, she has a line, and they all rush back into their houses every time.
She calls herself Grandma, and I thought she was going to be a nice one.
He says, "Oh, she's
So
a
she's
good
one of those
grandma."
old bitch grandmas. Got it.
He says, I've heard rumors of 3 hags that live outside of town, and they make these pies out of children's body parts.
Fucking knew it was a kid pie.
What do you mean it's too far gone for Fuzzball?
He's He says, "Fuzzball, she's just gonna want more pie. You can never give her enough."
Oh no, she got so excited at the smell of those things earlier. Well, if I see that woman again, she's getting an arrow to the freaking face.
Okay, so with this information, I would like to accept your quest. Was there anything that you can give us to help us? We are new here, and I believe we may not have fully prepared for what we are fighting.
He says, "Oh, we don't have much left. Let me see what I can find." And he kind of walks into the mansion a ways, and um, Irina kind of looks up at you guys while he's going to get whatever he's going to get. And Irina looks up at you and she says, "I can't go. I can't go."
Why can you not go?
She says, "Mother, I can't go until she is properly buried."
Well, then let's do it.
Where's your mother?
She takes you to a room, kind of adjacent to the living area, and there's another coffin kind of set up similar to the one in the living area. This one is closed. You smell the foul stench of death coming off of this one as well. Uh, she tells you that her mother is in this one, and she was killed by the werewolves that attacked. Um, she was outside, uh, for whatever reason, and got attacked as soon as they came in, and that's when they boarded themselves up in the house.
Have you ever thought about maybe burning the body? It seems like undead is a very common thing here.
She says, "No, no, I want to keep her. I want to give her the proper burial. She was a good woman." And she tells you that there's a graveyard, uh, north of this road. There's a church, out that sits on the outskirts of this graveyard, and she says there's a priest there named Father Donovan, or Donovich, that will help you bury her.
Did the priest help Fuzzball as well?
She kind of looks at Fuzzball. She says, "I suppose if anyone here can, he's the one that could help."
I look at the group and go,
I nod.
I think we have to try.
Okay, about this time, Ismark comes walking back in, and he has 2 healing potions that he's gotten from somewhere, and he hands them to. He says, "This is all I have to give."
Thank you. I very much appreciate that. I give them to Kisty and Elizabetta.
Ooh.
Thank
All right.
I'll acquire some on my own.
Okay. So yeah, she pretty much sends you guys on a quest to go bury her mother. She would relay all this to Ismark that she wants their mother buried before she'll leave, and he just kind of looks at you guys like he can't make her do anything. She's strong-willed.
After we see the priest and bury your mother, you would come with us?
She says, "Yes, I suppose so. I suppose so."
All right, I guess that's what we must do.
All right.
Do you have a cart or anything we could use to move the coffin?
Um. Ismark says, um. Let me think if they have a cart. He says, "Let me see what I can find out in the garden house," and he he asks you guys to come with him. He's also kind of pulling the coffin out there towards the back end of the house, and in this area there's a little shed building, and he goes inside, and you hear him throwing about things. You guys are kind of keeping a watch out, making sure nothing's gonna attack, and he pulls out like almost like a wheelbarrow type of cart. It's like still gonna take some effort to get down with the coffin on top of it, but it's better than dragging it.
So then, after we get that, I'm like, so are you two staying here, locked away, or are you coming with us?
Ismark says, "Yes, I don't feel safe with me or my sister going out there until you are ready to leave."
That's a good decision. If you said you were going to come with us, I was going to call you an idiot.
Says, "I would expect that."
All right, so let's fucking roll out. I'm a halfling. I can't really do anything about this cart.
I have 11 strength, so I don't know if am I the strongest?
No, I
I have 12 strength.
I
Oh,
have
yeah.
strength as well.
But there you go. You guys are doing great at it.
Yeah, I have 12 strength, but I'm 2.5 feet tall and I weigh 80 pounds.
So
I guess
I believe in you.
I guess I'm carrying it because I'm the tall one.
I guess so. I like jump on your back and I go, "You got it." No, not really.
I immediately like if you jumped on my back, I like she would have.
I try to ride Fluff.
You gonna try to ride Fuzzball? He's medium.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm small.
All right.
okay,
Yeah, is Fuzzball coming with us?
Yeah, I hope
She-
so. I
she
don't
let-
go anywhere without. I'm a Beastmaster hunter, so I have to have my companion.
Is she at least responsive enough for that?
she about
Here,
this
girl.
about this time, Fuzzball is kind of coming out of the trance. She just seems completely like hazed about whatever just happened. Um, but you guys do manage to get the coffin up onto the like wheelbarrow type thing, and I'd say with all your guys' help, you could probably it'd take you'd be moving a little slow, but you could move through town fairly easily.
Well, yeah, because it
I-
normally takes 6 pallbearers. We are kind of understaffed.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So
Yeah, so we're trying as hard as we can. I'm just underneath it, like just trying to hold it up on the bottom.
for sure. So
I'll push the wheelbarrow with it on there. Just like you two balance it out. I'll push.
fair enough.
Strap, strap, fucking Fluffy to the front. I keep forgetting his name.
Fuzzball.
Fuzzball. It starts with an F. I'm like real almost there every time.
Okay, so yeah, you guys start pushing your way down the road here. Coffin in hand, so to speak. Um, Once again, you guys pass by Mad Mary's house, and you hear her continue to sob. Um, as you guys keep going, you pass by the that sign again that was just hanging in the wind. Uh, you look, towards the sign. You guys are moving a lot slower now. You see a single shaft of light that thrusts illumination into the main square, and its brightness looking like a solid pillar in the heavy fog. Above the gaping doorway, the sign hangs precariously askew, proclaiming this to be the Blood of the Vine Tavern. Um, you notice, though, on the sign, it originally read Blood of the Vine, but the N has been scratched over with an F. So it says Blood of the Fine now. Um, but yeah, you guys keep pushing on past towards the.
This whole fucking town is weird.
It is. You guys.
In a country of vampires, it's gonna be weird.
You guys continue to push on in, and the door to this church seems to be hanging wide open. And behind the church, actually, there's a thing for this. Let me read this. So, atop a slight rise against the roots of the pillar stone that supports Castle Ravenloft uh, stands a gray, sagging edifice of stone and wood. This church has obviously weathered the assaults of evil for centuries on end and is worn and weary. A bell tower rises towards the back, and a flickering light shines through the holes in the shingled roof. The rafters strain feebly against their load. I think that's the same. Yes. Yes. So inside this chapel, the chapel is in shambles with overturned and broken pews littering the dusty floor. Dozens of candles mounted in candlesticks and candelabras light every dusty corner in a fervent attempt to rid the chapel of shadows. At the far end of the church sits a claw-scarred altar behind which kneels a priest in soiled vestments. Next to him hangs a long, thick rope that stretches up to the bell tower. Um, as you guys kind of start to enter this church, from beneath the chapel floor, you hear a young man's voice cry, "Father, I'm starving!" And you guys are about right here.
This motherfucker's kid's a vampire. I'm just saying that out of game, like, oh man, like I can already. It's just like the iconic fucking horror movie trope. Like we're gonna have to convince this guy to kill his own kid. Let's do it.
Yeah, so the doors to this chapel stand wide open, and you see the priest in the back under the altar, or knelt in front of the altar.
We just wheel the fucking coffin right in this bitch.
Okay. So as you guys kind
So
of
sad.
you guys approach Father Donovich, the priest, he stands up and he's kind of shaken back. He's like, "Oh, what are you doing here?"
Well,
What are
we
you
came
doing?
here to properly. Oh yeah, you go.
What exactly are you doing there, Father?
Hi.
He says, "Praying. That's the only thing I can do."
Good.
How much good is it doing you, fucking priests?
At that time, you hear banging on the floorboards. You just hear, "Father, I'm hungry."
Are
What's
you
that?
gonna tell me that he wants regular food, or am I gonna have to go down there and kill me my first vampire?
He stands up quickly and kind of runs over. He's like, "No, no, 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 no! Do not kill him! Do not kill him!"
What other options do you see here, sir?
He says, "I don't know." He says, "That's why I've been praying to the morning lords. I don't know what to do."
What is wrong
I
with
look
him?
at the group.
First thing first.
Uh-oh. Cutting out.
And we worry about
You're cutting out real bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
what the hungry person. She simply says, "We're gonna fit about."
Still cutting out pretty bad, Kisty.
Have you tried unplugging it and plugging it back in? I can help you with the unplugging it part.
I don't know if it's worth like leaving the channel and coming back in at disconnecting.
That might work.
All right, can you hear me now?
Yeah, there we go. A lot better.
Way better.
Beautiful.
All right. Discord is lagging bad for me. Haley's simply going to point out, we're here to bury a body properly, and then we'll worry about what's underneath the floorboards.
You do have a point. Also, we're trying to figure out if you could help with this wolf. He seems to be addicted to fucking pies.
Oh, yeah. And Fuzzball is Fuzzball ate a meat pie from Grandma.
He says, "Oh boy, what am I gonna do?" He says, "I can't think to bury a body right now." He says,
Well, you got a space? We can do it.
He says, "If you promise to help my son, I suppose I can help you."
Oh, I can help him, all right.
What's wrong with your son?
Yeah, that. What's wrong with him?
He says, "A little more than a year ago, Doru, my son, and several other villagers stormed Castle Ravenloft in a revolt." He says, "I guess the worst happened, and for whatever reason, Strahd spared my son, and now he's just turned into a horrible monster. He cries all through the night for food. I've tried giving him anything I could think of, and nothing seems to sedate him."
It's because your son doesn't want regular food anymore, fool.
Have you tried giving him like a drop of your blood?
Says, "Oh, I hope I never have to see the day where I have to do that."
I can help you prevent that. But let's do this coffin thing first.
Okay. He grabs his book, like the Bible, I guess, to the Morning Lords, and he grabs a shovel and throws it at you, Borkin, and you catch it. Um, and he kind of heads outside with you guys. You guys head into the cemetery, and you guys, there's a few holes that are already kind of dug. It looks like you're not sure if it could have been from them getting ready to bury somebody or somebody digging something up, but like maybe another dead body. But there is holes that you just kind of clean up a little bit with your shovel there, Borkin, and um, you guys roughly throw the coffin into the grave ditch right there, and you kind of bury it back up. And as you're burying, Father Donovich opens his book and he starts reading some, rite of passage, and he seems distracted, obviously, but he's kind of going through, and he just kind of hurries through the last part, and he says, "There it is. They're buried," and closes his book, and he kind of wipes away his forehead uh, as he's walking back inside the church. And
I'd like to say a few words. She was alive. Now she's not. Amen.
You're not very good at this, are you?
This is not why I'm here.
Is he like ahead of us?
yeah,
Can I like grab like Haley and Borkin before we walk in there?
he's making his way into the church. He seems completely doesn't care what you guys are doing back there.
What are we
What's
gonna
up?
do about his son? We really gonna kill this man's son?
Well, I'm here to kill vampires.
You're not killing me.
We have a standing. I'm just gonna say, like, for RP's sake, that when me and you first met, it was a brawl for sure. Until eventually, like, you got through to me that you weren't a bad vampire, that you were also stuck in a shit situation
Yeah.
between two goddesses and all that, and like that, like you eventually convinced me to like chill the fuck out, and then through our time together, like we became used to it. It's like you're not a raving lunatic downstairs screaming for blood who hasn't had blood in say 10 years. Who knows what happens if we let him out?
I was gonna say that too out of character for the RP. On occasion, it might be cool that if there's a problem with it. I'm down with that. Like obviously, I can keep it cool, but like, you know, I'm still a vampire.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I've been keeping that in mind, but
But I even mean for like Borkin too. Like a little friendly banter
yeah,
between the two.
yeah, for
I can
sure.
take it.
Yeah, for sure. Because like I'm definitely gonna like be like fucking fang banger. Like
Yeah.
Now, from what I understand about the Dampier, they're not like full vampires though, right? They look pretty humanoid from what I read, but they do have like vampire stuff.
Yeah, but vampire traits for sure. I mean, I can fucking walk on ceilings, so
Oh, that's pretty
that's
cool.
pretty. That's pretty vampire.
But
Um,
as far as looks though, is your skin like really pale gray or
my skin is super pale.
okay? So
I do have red eyes.
I will tell you from the red eyes is definitely a weird thing here, but it seems from the Barovians you've seen so far, mainly the old lady and the Ismark and Irina, they all are very pale. They just look like you know husks of a normal human. Um, Irina, she is a little different though. She has long flowing orange hair and she looks like kind of beautiful compared to everyone else you've seen here.
also we gotta take into account that we're in a world that for as far as we can tell, never gets sunlight. So it would make a lot of sense if people that are from here are very pale.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, look. So my point was, you don't stand out a whole lot. The red eyes do kind of stand out a little bit, though.
He's got
Yeah.
contacts. What can you say?
Yeah. Can't see without him.
um.
So
So
back to the conversation. So like,
Yeah.
I mean, if it's a fucking vampire, you can already know that I want to fucking kill it.
That every vampire needs to be killed. Look, he's locked up. He's not gonna hurt anybody. So what's the point of us killing him if he's locked up and safe away
Because
from
his
everyone?
father is not locked up, and he says that he does try to go in there to give food to this vampire regularly. What happens if one time the chains, which I assume he's restrained with, or whatever he's restraining him with, isn't restraining him? When he opens the door, now there's a vampire loose in the city, a crazed, starved vampire.
But there's already a vampire loose in this city.
I point to the castle.
Or you guys have a fair point there.
Like, example A. So they already got a vampire problem.
So you guys just want to fucking dip?
I'm curious if we can. Maybe we can get something out of this man. I mean, we do want to help Fuzzball as well.
Yeah, my poor Fuzzball. Yeah,
What's the worst that happens? We end up killing this vampire, or we leave him alone and this fool dies because he wants to protect his son? That's not our problem.
well, here's the thing, though. Do any of us know how to cure vampirism?
I haven't been able to figure that out myself.
I know ways to do it, but I do not have the skills, the talents to do such things. It requires heavy magic.
Maybe we can promise the priest. Well, I mean, we're going to another town and escorting, what's her face?
Irina?
Yeah, Irina, thank you.
We can keep an
we're-
eye out for it on our searches.
Exactly. We can, like, if he promises to help Fuzzball, we'll go search for a way to help his son while we're escorting Irina to the other town. There's
Two
gotta
birds
be
with one
other-
stone.
Exactly.
I like getting two birds stoned at once.
My
And you-
dog's already been stoned, okay?
I see no harm in it. Even if we lied to this man, again, who cares?
So,
All right, I'll let you guys take the lead. If anything goes wrong, I'm shooting shit.
Of course.
Expect nothing less.
so out of game, I'll tell you guys, you handled this way better than my other group. They just went in there and killed him just right away.
That's still on the table.
Yeah.
It is.
They just successfully kept me from doing that right now.
Right this second, we haven't killed him.
Yeah. So as you guys are standing out in this cemetery, trying to figure out what to do about this situation, you notice it's like dark now. Like it's definitely dark in the night, and uh, something starts to happen. Like an eerie green light suffuses the graveyard. From this light emerges a ghostly procession, wavering images of dowdy women toting great swords, woodwise men with slender bows, dwarves with glittering axes, and archaically dressed mages with beards and strange pointed hats. All these apparitions and more march forth from the graveyard, their numbers growing by the second.
It's time to go inside, I think.
I fucking agree.
Yes.
Okay,
And-
as you guys are making your way inside, you see these.
I like look back when we go in there. What the fuck? What the fuck was that?
So as you guys are walking in, you do notice that these apparitions are marching straight up to Castle Ravenloft, and you can just see them jumping off the cliff there where Castle Ravenloft is and just disappearing on the ground again. Um, anyway, yeah, you guys make your way back inside.
What the fuck, no?
um, all right, so yeah, you guys are standing face to face with Father Donovich again. What do you guys say to him?
Two things. What the fuck was that? And then they'll tell you the rest.
He says, "Oh, you get used to that chat for a while. That happens every night around midnight."
No wonder you look so goddamn pale.
Yeah.
So, here's the thing. We don't really have a way to help your son without possibly killing him. So, but we do have an a ability to leave town because we do have to help someone. That's why we buried her mother. Um, so if you're okay with this, if you help Fuzzball, I will make sure on my honor bound duty that I will try to find a cure to help your son, who's trapped under the floor right now.
He kind of gulps when you say kill his son. He just like, and as you continue talking, he kind of debates about it for a minute. He says, "Oh, are you helping Irina?
Yes.
Such a sweet young lady." He says, "Please get her as far away from this damn town as possible." Um, he kind of looks at Fuzzball for a little bit and says, "Oh, she ate the pies, huh?" He says, "I suppose I can help on your word." Um, he says, I'll be forever
My
indebted
honor.
to you for helping my son." He kind of looks around the altar. He pulls out several vials and bottles of different things and kind of mixes them all together. He starts to swirl it around, and it kind of glows a bright orange for a little bit, and the substance kind of simmers back down to a liquid. And he pours it into this little bowl and pushes it over to Snowball. Uh, she's kind of looking at the bowl and looking at you like with some puppy dog eyes.
Drink it, Fuzzball.
She just kind of like, oh, oh, oh. She starts lapping up the substance, and this was a potion of cure disease. So I'll tell you just to know, he the Fuzzball had got an addiction. I just kind of treated it as a disease, but yeah, the repercussions would have he would have wanted to get more. He was about Fuzzball. She's about to start getting angry if she didn't get another pie pretty soon. So it's a good thing you took care of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Noticing him using the potions and everything, I say, "Oh, priest, do you have holy water that we could have?"
He kind of looks at you suspiciously about it, but he says, "Yes, I do. I do have some holy water." And he pulls out another. It's like a little vial, like little bitty, and it's got about half full of holy water. He says, "If you can help my son, you can have it."
I believe we'll need it in the journeys to find the information that we need.
Okay, so you can add a half small bottle of holy water to your inventory.
I have holy water too. I have a whole flask.
Yeah, I don't have any.
Any, I should have gotten some.
Came with my background, I guess. I don't know why I have it. It's in my inventory.
It's there.
They usually come with like priest packs or priest kits, however.
I think there was like a Monster Hunter kit that I got from my background.
Oh,
I think it's in that.
Yeah, they should have it in there then.
I've had a wooden stage. I have a lot of shit that's weird for a vampire to be carrying on her.
stuff for not vampires.
Holy symbol, holy fast, put in stage.
Yeah, that's really weird that you got all that shit.
That'll be
I'm
interesting.
prepared. I know what to fight them with.
Well, yeah, I guess you would be our resident expert on vampires. We would say that's like probably one of the main reasons that we're like, yeah, no, actually, she probably has way more usefulness than like hurt, because we're honestly just reading books trying to figure shit out when we could just ask her, be like, touch her with a cross. So does that hurt?
You guys do have like the perfect squad for vampire hunting. So, all
Say thank you, sir. And then I guess we head out from there.
right. I'll go ahead and take you guys back over to this map.
How about a 2-minute bathroom break?
Sure, yeah, we can take a break real quick.
I'm
Go ahead.
Ah, right back.
All right.
it's like she doesn't think very much. She's like, ooh.
Yeah, I'm surprised. Like I wanted it to make it look like, you know, she was all kind and an old lady, but she had some secrets up her sleeve. But I'm
Well,
glad.
Fuzzball got excited, and like immediately, that's Haley's thing. Is like if Fuzzball is excited about something, either two things: either it's something to hunt, or it's something with food.
So I'm glad it happened to Fuzzball instead of one of you guys, though, 'cause that would have been a lot different.
Yeah, gotten rough.
Yes.
Okay.
TPK.
So yeah, you guys are standing outside of the chapel here. Father Donovich just went back to praying at the altar. That's all he knows really to do right now. And yeah, you guys are standing outside. What do you guys do from here?
Back to the mansion.
You go
Back to
back
the
and
mansion.
get Irina, correct?
Okay.
Yes. Time to
Did you-
escort.
Spend as little amount of time in this town as humanly possible.
Fortune, did you want to check on the madam at all? I have to admit, I have some curiosities about her.
You mean the one they call crazy that won't stop crying?
Yeah.
She is still continuing to cry as well.
Oh yeah, I guess.
But I'm just asking if you were.
I still am curious about it as well.
Man.
But I believe that if you guys want to stick to a higher mission, then maybe it would be good to stick to the higher mission in case something. Unless she is crazy, and it is just an old lady, though. I guess we could probably handle it.
Yeah, but the last
Okay.
old lady gave us a pie that nearly killed Fuzzball.
You have a very good point there again.
And we were warned about other hags possibly being in the city.
Well, that's
Oh,
a
that
good
is
point.
very true. Yes.
We should
There's 3 of them.
completely ignore her.
Fuck that bitch.
Exactly.
At least until we get back from doing the escort and we save the boy. Or
The woman,
the
kill the
prisoner.
hags later. Got it.
Burn down a
Yeah.
house.
Exactly. We'll get the hags
hags,
later when
vampires,
we're killing
werewolves.
the vampires. And the werewolves and whatever weird walkie thingy that may have passed by the mansion as well. From the tracks you saw earlier.
That is true. It looked like they was drunk people, and I don't think drunk people coordinate that well.
I've been drunk before and I can tell you, yes, coordination is not on the high list.
So, yeah, you guys make your way back up to the mansion. You still hear Mad Mary crying over there, but you pass by. You go up to the mansion, and Ismark lets you in once again, and Irina's just finishing packing the few things she has left into a backpack and putting it on. And Ismark and Irina just kind of embrace each other, give each other a big hug, and he's kind of talking to her a little bit. You can't really make out what they're saying, but you pretty much just figure that he's telling her bye. You know, he doesn't know when he's going to see her again. Um, and he kind of sends her off towards your direction. And yeah, she says, "Okay, I'm ready to go."
Um. So which way do we go? Do you guys have a map? That'd be cool. A map would be dope.
Oh, yeah, that would be a good idea.
We have no idea what we're doing.
She says, "I mean, there is a store up the road. We could go purchase one."
All right, let's head to the store then.
Okay. So, you
Do we
guys.
want to leave her here and ask? Okay, I have an idea. Out of character. Should we leave her here? Ask her like where some places that we might need to go before we leave that are like safe to go to that she knows about, like a store maybe, like there might be like a weapon shop or something, like somewhere to get more holy water so we can all have some.
I think the town has a lot of holy water.
True.
Or
But
something.
so for the store part, do we want to leave? I could just say I'm speaking to you guys telepathically because side note, my character can do that. So I'm just like talking to your guys' minds real quick before we head out. Be like, should we leave her here and head to the store real quick and buy stuff so where she's safe, and then come back and get her and go?
It actually might be a better idea than
Um,
walking around with her to places and then leaving the city.
I'm on board.
All right, darling. Thank you for that information. Now shut and lock the doors again. We'll be back.
Okay. All right. He's kind of confused, but they stay inside, and you guys make. She didn't tell you where the store is at. She just said up the road. So I mean.
Oh no.
God damn it! I like yell back telepathically.
Open the door again.
Yell back, wait, where's the store at? Which way?
Okay, they would have told you that it was if you go back up to the center of town and make a right. It's the building right across from the Blood of the Vine, which is the tavern you guys passed by.
Well, let's go.
Okay, so
Roll out.
Is it open when we
Roll
walk up to
out.
it?
yeah, so you guys make your way up here. That's this building here. So you guys go inside, and the door's unlocked and a little bell rings. It goes ding ding, and um, let me find my
Hello?
notes.
It's the nicest damn place in this village.
I gotta find my notes for it really quick. Okay, there we go. So the sparse light from this building spills out from behind drawn heavy curtains. The sign of the door creaking in its hinges reads, "Bildras Mercantile." Um, this building is about 70 feet long by 40 feet wide, and the owner steps out from behind the curtain, behind the um, counter there, and he says, "Why, hello! I am Bildrath. It's nice to see somebody. We haven't had business in quite some time."
It's nice to see someone that still has light in their eyes. Do you sell maps?
He says, "Oh, I do. I do have maps.
I would like to purchase one of those. Also, do you sell holy water?
I do have some of that too. Yes."
I would also like to purchase some of that. And do you have information at the state of this town and where we may, the best way out of here, um, more quiet like?
Um. Yeah. So to get out of town without being noticed, I mean, there's no one really out, so it's not too hard. But he
I
tells
mean
me.
more about not getting noticed by the things people are trying not to get noticed by.
He says, "I can't help you too much there, but I mean, so the only other way out of town besides where you guys probably came in at is across the Eyeless River. There's a bridge heads straight past the Eyeless River. It's west of town."
Very good. Okay.
So
So, map.
okay, so for the map, um,
Can I do like an investigation check to see what I see around his shop? Like anything else that might be of use to us?
sure, yeah. Uh, you can go ahead and roll an investigation check or a perception, or do a perception.
Both. Yeah, 15 on that.
Okay. So 15. You look around. You see a chain, a few candles, um, a lamp, a lock, and some rope and some rations.
I would like to buy you a rope,
Okay.
a map, and 2 vials of holy water. Depending on how expensive the holy water is, of course.
Okay. So for the holy water, uh, he wants 75 gold per flask of holy water.
Whew.
Yeah. For the map, he wants 20 gold. And for the rope, say 10 gold for like 50 feet of rope.
All right. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. So you guys are getting all that stuff. So that would be 75 times 2 plus 10 and 20. So 30. So that's 180 gold altogether for 2 vials of holy water.
Oh, yeah. I'm not getting the holy water. I ain't got
Okay.
enough of that. I
Okay.
just spent on the rope and the map.
Okay.
I
So
I look at the owner of the store.
So, I don't know if you noticed, but we're obviously getting out of town. But are you familiar with Irina?
He says, "Oh, Irina, yeah, she's quite a nice young lady. What about her?"
Well, between us, we're kind of escorting her out of town, and we're kind of wanting to make sure that we can safely get her out. By any chance, could you discount those holy waters just a little bit?
As Haley's doing this, I slyly walk up behind her, put my hand on her back, and cast guidance on her.
Okay, you can roll a persuasion check, Haley.
Alright. Oh no, my persuasion's a -1.
You got
Yeah, that's why I
D4.
didn't try to do persuasion.
Oh, yeah.
I only have I have a +0 on it.
Alright.
And you have a
Well, it's
D4.
still a good roll with the -1.
Uh, where's the button? There it is.
18.
It's pretty good.
It's pretty good. Okay, yeah, that'll succeed. So, uh, yeah, he says
15.
he he thinks about it for a while, and he's like, so I guess we don't get much business these days. So, sure, why not? I'll take 25 gold off, 50 gold.
I
We
look
also
everyone up.
discount this fucking rope and map then.
Uh, yeah, asking a lot now. You can roll a persuasion check if you want.
Is
I-
there
I have
Is it-
49 gold, guys. I'm short.
is there any like armor or anything in the store?
You don't see any armor. It's just more like just like a general store.
General goods.
Yeah. So for Borkin, it's like, I still got to make my money when we do get business,
All right, you're an
How-
asshole. Accept it.
How I pull out a light crossbow and 20 crossbow bolts. Would you consider a barter for these for one flask?
He kind of just out of nowhere just whistles really loud, and you kind of like, what was that about? And this giant burly man comes out behind the curtains and just kind of pulls it aside. He's like twice the height of this guy. He's kind of a shorter man, and he just kind of looks around at you, and he kind of looks back at Bildrath, and he says, "Periwimple, can you look at this for me?" And he kind of motions over for your crossbow.
I hand it to him.
Okay. So Periwimple, this big man, he takes his crossbow, kind of looks at it, pulls it back, checks it out. He says, "Oh, that's pretty good." He says, "How about I give you a bottle of this holy water, and I'll take the crossbow off you."
Deal.
All right. Periwimple, this guy is just a beast of a man, and he just has a slight smile on his face, messing with his crossbow, and he takes it back behind the curtain.
Why do I have a feeling that's going to
He's
come
just
back
like,
and haunt us
new
later?
toy, new
I'm gonna die to a crossbow later.
I got a feeling that's gonna happen. I know it.
He says, "Is there anything else
Just
I can
implying the enemy over here.
Either one of you can take the flask. I have my own already.
I will
I
take
have
the flask
some
since
left.
since
Yeah, you.
I will take a flask.
So he says, "Is there anything else I can get you? You
Um,
you guys?"
do you have any, like, silver-tipped arrows?
Let me see what we got in stock. Periwimple. He you just hear some banging around, like he just accidentally shot a crossbow bolt somewhere back there. Periwimple.
Oh, oh shit! Oh,
He Periwimple. You can hear him
almost
rummaging
hit my
around
damn foot.
Said silver tipped arrows. Periwimple sets down a quiver of arrows. They definitely don't look silver tipped, but he's like, looks at one. He's like, yeah, that's silver. Yeah.
I'd like to use my magnifying glass to inspect them, which gives me advantage on figuring out what they actually are.
Okay. You
So what would that be?
you look at them. They're straight up just iron arrows.
Sorry, don't buy those.
Yeah, I'll pass. Thank you though.
You're welcome. Anything else you need?
What else do you offer?
Says, general goods, whatever you're looking for.
What about rations for Irina?
Ooh, rations. Yeah, I got some of those.
Very
Um, so he'd sell those to you for 1 gold per ration. That's a 1 day ration.
We'll buy 2 rations.
Okay. He hands you the 2 rations. He says, what else?
Because I don't know how long the trip's going to be, so that's why I'm grabbing extra rations.
Good
Yeah,
point.
good idea. Side note, at level 6, I no longer need to eat or drink.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I'm creepy as
I
fuck.
kind of like elbow you in the stomach, and be like, "Hey, can I get your rations?"
I still have to eat right now. It's level 6. Future me.
Okay.
I don't need to breathe though.
So he's like, anything else you need? He pulls down pulls the curtain back, and you see Periwinkle in front of this massive stand of, like general goods, and he's just kind of throwing stuff off the shelves. So it's like soap, shovels, rope, pots, pans. I don't know. What do you need?
Nope,
I
that's
think we're
everything.
good.
Thank you so much for your help.
Say you're welcome. Come back anytime. I don't get much business here, so it's kind of nice
You
to
may
have
be
you.
seeing us. We hopefully will be back after we help Irina.
It's all right. You take care of her. She is a good young lady. So
So far,
All
we
right,
can tell.
all right.
she's nice enough. Kind of a priss.
Hey, we
That's a
scored
lot.
a flask of holy water.
That dude was
And a
really
fat.
kind of needy, wasn't he? I thought that he kept pressuring us.
I think it's because he doesn't get a lot of business. I mean, look at this town.
Yeah, I guess.
Give me that, guys.
Okay. I will go ahead and share a handout with you guys so you can see what the Barovians look like. If I can find it. Nope. Nope.
I'll be right back. I have to step away.
Okay. Go ahead and take a break for a minute.
Sweet. I was actually trying to look up to see like what vampires look like. It doesn't say in Van Richten's. Dampiers. You know, I'd usually like on a race thing, whatever, like thing in the book, it'd tell you like, oh, this is what they're like, and you know all that stuff. It doesn't really say. It just says that they're. Yeah. Yeah. Hybrid between human or vampire and another species. Kind of the hybrid of they're mostly human, but not quite right. A little bit off.
Deal with a crank cat.
That's sweet.
Aren't Dampiers just half human, half vampires?
Yeah.
Daywalkers?
Yep.
Dottie has like the weird set up as push to talk. And he me to get on here while he was talking to his sister.
Yeah, I'd go back and pick her up.
Okay, let's review. We have map,
All right,
we have
guys.
water, we have. Now we just get Irina and we leave.
Yep.
Why do I got a feeling that it's not going to be this easy?
And we go. Sorry. We go west over to the Iris River.
Yes. So there, he said there's a bridge that crosses the Iris River, and that heads. It's west of town to get to there, and then it just keeps heading west.
Well, it's
So yeah, you guys make your way back over and get pick up Irina. She says, "You guys for real ready this time?"
Yes.
Okay.
Well, I think we got everything covered this time.
Okay. As you guys head out, Ismark's kind of waving bye at Irina, and as you all turn around, Borkin, you're kind of in the back, and Ismark kind of grabs you sternly by the arm. He says, "Please take care of her." And
Oh, well, do the best I can.
he kind of nods at you and kind of gives you a pat on the shoulder as you're walking off. And yeah, you guys find yourself in the center of town again. Where do you guys head to from here?
Out to the west, I reckon.
which way do we need to go, Irina?
She says, heading west takes us to the Iris River. So, I mean, that's the only other way. Then the other way's guarded by the mist. So,
I want to
That-
avoid the mist.
Yes, I agree.
all right. So yeah, you guys head back to the west of town. Um, I will tell you guys though, uh, it is pretty dark outside. Like Irina would kind of say, before we go, I think we should probably take a rest and head out in the morning because now that I think about it, I didn't realize how dark it was. Uh, Barovia gets quite dangerous at night.
That is a good idea, and best not to go out in with all the night creatures at night.
All right, back to Ismark. Back to the mansion.
What's up, dude? So far.
Weird. Okay.
We
Yes.
realized how late it was and decided to turn around and wait till morning. That way we get an early start. Also, it's been a very long day.
Yeah, my bad, guys. I forgot to tell you that I was going to say that earlier, but
We want to show you that we do know what we're doing, and we're good at this. This may not be a good look for the start, but trust us.
all right.
Just as we know what we're doing, kind of.
Actually, got back to his house like 10 times.
So yeah, you guys can take a long rest. I don't know if you really need it, but I mean, you could take one. And I'm trying to figure out. There's an issue with the stream where it's, I guess, my voice isn't popping up for some reason.
Are you muted on whatever streaming software you're using?
Yeah, double check your mic.
Yeah, I checked on there. It's like it's going up when I'm talking. I don't know what the deal is. It's unmuted though.
Double check your audio output sometimes because I know OBS Studio recently disconnected my microphone while I was in Discord.
Okay.
And it showed on the bar that I was transmitting, but in reality I wasn't.
Okay. I'm using Twitch Studios right now. It looks like everything's good. Let me check the settings. Stream settings, audio.
I have like 3 different audio inputs, so that's why I always double check them.
I'm gonna just turn my volume up a little bit, and hopefully that fixes the issue. All right. So we'll give that a shot. Okay. So yeah, you guys get a long rest in. It's oddly dark when you wake up in the morning. It's definitely daytime, but it's still quite dark outside. You guys, you know, finally leave Ismark's mansion for good this time and start heading west of town. Yeah. So yeah, you guys head west of town here, and you see you walk for a little while, and you've come across this river. Oh, it's Iveless River, not Iris. I was wrong about that. Yeah, you see this river flows as clear as a blue winter sky through the valley. The river is like 50 feet wide, and this arching stone bridge spans the river at its 2 points. Yeah, and you can faintly hear like a waterfall in the distance, like way in the distance.
I'm assuming like just in this world there's no like bird sounds, it's just quiet
No,
all the time.
yeah, it's like it seems like everything is like kind of dead. Like even the grass doesn't even like grow green. It's just like kind of droopy and gray.
Nice.
I'd like to do a perception check while we head this way.
Okay. Alright, perception check. Okay, okay, right here on the bridge, you don't notice anything, but you guys keep following the road. You come into a crossroads. Um, here, an old wooden gallows creaks in a chill wind that blows down from the high ground to the west. A frayed length of rope dances from its beam. A well-worn road splits here, and a signpost opposite the gallows points off in three directions. Barovia Village to the east, Searpool to the northwest, and Ravenloft/Valaki to the southwest. The northwest fork slants down and disappears into the trees, while the southwest fork clings to an upward slope. Across the gallows, a low wall crumbling in places, partially enclosed in a small plot of graves shrouded in fog.
All right, I gotta make another phone call, guys. Sorry.
That's all good. So yeah, basically you guys are at a crossroads and you see a sign to the east. To the east, it points Barovia Village, which is where you guys just came from. To the northwest, it points and it says Searpool, and to the southwest, it points and says Ravenloft/Valaki.
Evan, do you have a suggestion on which way we go?
Um, oh, you guys did buy a map actually. So yeah, on the map, this is pretty much what the map looks like. It's like hand drawn, so it's a little rough. If you guys want to zoom out on that, can you pretty much see the whole map there?
Yeah. Are we going like here?
Okay, so I'll mark a few points on the map that you guys have on your map. So lucky. You guys should see some names popping up on there.
Yeah. What's that? Are we supposed to see the red line?
Yep, that's the old Zvolek road that runs all the way through Barovia.
Okay.
Make sure I'm not missing anything here.
It is Crest that on that map
Yep,
that we have?
it is right over here.
Roll 20 just crashed.
Oh.
It's okay, that's why we have multiple tabs.
I think that's everything. Oh, there. I forgot to mark Kretsk. There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Should be everything. Every main point.
Oh, okay, I see it over there.
Yep. There we go. All right, so yeah, you guys are currently right here, and you know that you need to make it to here somehow.
Yep.
So on your map, from where you guys are at, you see one like the main road dips south and kind of heads back up towards Valaki, but there looks like there's a shortcut through these woods here um, that cuts across straight to another bridge.
Irina, how much do you know about travel out here? Have you left your town before?
She says, I can't say we've ever left home much. I mean, I know that I've heard of Kretsk, I've heard of Valaki, um, I've heard of, Mount Gakis and Mount Baratok, and that's about what I know of. It's more of just what I've been told, though. I don't know like any in-person information about the areas, but
Have did your father or anybody else in the village ever caution from drifting from the road or staying on the road?
she says yes. It's pretty well known that the woods is where the wolves, Strahd's wolves, likes to hide in the woods. So anytime um, you go to the woods, it's there's usually some danger there.
Well, it seems that even though it's a longer path, the safer path is to continue on the main road.
She says, I've actually heard of some rumors about the Vistani living around here somewhere.
And who are they?
Uh, she says, "Oh, that's right. You guys aren't from around here. Vistania or the." She says, "I don't know for sure what where they stand with this, but people say that they're servants of Strahd. Um, as far as I know, they're pretty much carnies. They go in and out of Barovia. They're the only ones that are allowed to leave. Um, that's I've never really spoken to one, but I know they have an encampment around here somewhere."
Probably best we avoid the encampment just for your safety.
That is awfully interesting, though, that they can leave.
Yeah, I suppose. I mean, it is curious information to gather, but I mean, like I said, I don't know if they work for Strahd or if they're against him or if they're a neutral party. I'm not sure.
Worth the risk. It's a huge risk if we were to run into their encampment. Because what if Strahd wants you and
Alright,
we happen
sorry,
to,
I'm back.
and we just happen to walk you right past them? They're gonna know that we're taking you away from the town.
So, Dadia, to keep you up to speed here, you guys, I marked some areas on the map because you guys had bought that map from the dude. Uh, so I'll show you real quick. You guys are right here at this crossroads, and you know that Kretsk now on your map is over here, and that's where you guys need to get to. Um, So you guys are on the old Swallow Road right now, and it's came to a crossroads. You see the main path head south and kind of curve back up, um, and then towards the north, there's another trail that leads into the woods. It looks like there's some kind of like shortcut through to the next bridge. Um, Isobeta was talking to Irina about what she, what she knows about the Barovia, and she was telling him that about these people called the Vistani that are like carnies, and they're allowed to leave and come into Barovia as they please. But she wasn't sure if they're like allies to Strahd, enemies of Strahd, or just a neutral party. And right now they're debating whether to take the shortcut because she said she thought there was an encampment around here somewhere, or to go the safe way and just go around.
I think that if they can get in and out of here at will, then the only thing that makes sense is that they are familiar with Strahd at the very least, if not friendly with him. But then again, at the same time, he can't escape here either. So maybe they are somebody working for someone more powerful than he is.
Haley did bring up the good point, though, that we do have Irina with us, and it is risky to take her there.
Yes, that is true as well. I would
How
say
was
the
getting
safest
on the way
route, even
back?
if it is the longest route.
I think for Irina's safety, that's probably the good choice. But I am curious about these people. I'd like to meet them at some point.
Yes, come back again and then meet them.
South we go.
Hey.
Okay. Okay, so you guys head head south along the road, and yeah.
Oh, Irina also shared that it is commonly known that the woods are where the wolves are at. So venturing from the road
Good.
often leads to the wolves.
We want to stay on the well-traveled roads then.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. At least that's what she has heard. She also hasn't traveled much. She haven't left her village. So it's just word of mouth from her.
It could be information planted by the vampires to feed their pets, or it could be true. I would say probably more true than not true.
As long as we have Irina, I think safer the better. We did promise to safely get her there.
Sorry, guys, I had to get some dice out.
Uh oh.
Oh boy.
And
Oh
so
boy.
it begins.
So we
I'll say,
peacefully make it
this
to
is
the
the long
city.
time. This is the longest that it's gone through. Like, we've traveled the most distance, talked to the most people, and been through the most situations to fight people that I haven't fought anybody yet.
It's true.
Me too, and I absolutely love it. I'm having a blast.
I'm enjoying this too much. I'm used to fighting like everything because of one shots, but it's like, it's nice to actually debate with people.
Yeah.
That's the idea to keep even out the role play and the combat.
Yeah.
Totally agree with that.
I'm sure we will fuck some shit up at some point, though.
Oh yeah. Oh, if
It'll be
we let
perfect.
you kill the vampire kid, I'm sure we would have gotten into a nice fight.
Okay, guys. So I forgot to make a random battle map, so I'm just gonna reuse this same map we had. It's a different location, but it'll be the same map. So it's for combat purposes.
Uh-huh.
uh, do 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 do.
I mean, trees. It's got a road. Seems legit.
There you go.
I am on the same road map.
Yeah, I'm moving you over right now. I had to clear some
Okay.
stuff off. Okay.
There we go. Oh, that road.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And-
So
Did we take a wrong turn somewhere?
I feel like you've been here before.
um
I have a wanderer's feet. I know this place. We went back to the beginning.
Well, we won. Good session. Good campaign.
We made it out from behind the gates. We're the fucking winners.
Okay, so Haley, up ahead, with your passive perception, you notice two large berserkers kind of patrolling the road up ahead.
Hold up. I see stuff ahead of us. There's something up there.
Are they human?
They look mean. I lost my voice there for a second. Sorry.
Should we try to sneak around them?
We can attempt to.
Or should we kill them?
Are you that thirsty for blood?
I don't know if they're a vampire. Not better be safe than sorry.
They're big berserker-looking things.
Oh, so not good for our party type.
No.
Let us try to sneak around them then.
All right.
I say sneak.
It was on a 19, and then it was like, or 9.
Ooh, that's not good.
Okay.
Are we stealth rolling?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh!
Yeah.
Oof.
This is going great.
Oh.
Killing the
Yeah.
game.
It was a 1. But it was +5, so it's a 6.
Okay.
Fuzzball trips me.
You guys are running between your legs at the worst time
Yeah.
ever.
Okay, so Haley, is that a straight 6? Yeah.
It's a 1 + 5.
Okay, so
I rolled a 1.
6, and then we got an 11 for Isobeta and 13 for Borkin. You guys all think you're pretty hidden. Yeah, they don't seem to notice you. So yeah, what do you guys want to do? You guys want to get the drop on them, or try to move around maybe?
We like watch her trip over Fluff. We're just like, yeah. So we're not being real sneaky.
Just
I guess should we still try to like make our way around it? Maybe their perception is trash, like
I
the
mean-
worst.
Could be.
We can try it.
Let's try to sneak.
Okay, I guess I'll go first to see if I can get around them.
Okay.
I'll be in the back nursing my ass.
Oh, side note, we would have to cut through the trees for this, which we talked about already. Was not a good idea.
Ooh,
It's true.
right.
So sneak around through the trees and maybe get attacked by wolves or fight these bitches.
Pull out my longbow.
It's a hard choice to make.
Let's just kill him.
I mean, there is only 2 of them, and there are 4 of us here.
Yeah. 5.
All right, so I pick one out. I
I wasn't sure if Irene I want to fight it.
I make him. I use a bonus action to use Slayer's Prey, and I pick the one on the right. Let's say whichever one I see, and that adds a d6 extra damage, and I let loose with an arrow.
Okay. So real quick, you guys can roll initiative.
Oh, I lost the button up top.
You should be able to just click on your token and it should pop up again.
Oh, that, okay, got it. Yep.
Okay.
Hey, that's good.
Rolled an 8.
Got an 8.
I got a 23.
All right.
Oh wait, that didn't add my bonus either.
Okay.
I don't. They didn't matter, but
Okay.
oh yeah, because Fortune's ahead of me. I should have a 19.
19. Okay. I can fix that.
Yeah.
And working, you got 23. You said.
Yeah.
All right. All right. So yeah, Borkin, you let loose that arrow on the second one. You can go ahead and roll an attack roll for that one.
Ooh, does a 10 hit?
A 10 is gonna miss.
I kind of wish I would have nat 1 so I could have just luckied it. Because I have
Yeah.
a halfling's luck.
Did you get a 2 or something?
I got a 2, yeah. I have a +8 to my longbow.
Oof.
Give me just 1 second. I forgot to grab this table I made. I'll be right back.
And that archery fighting style though.
Yeah. Yeah, but I got Slayer's Prey, which adds a d6. Then I can make it my favored foe if I want to. I can do it twice a day, which adds a d4. And then I can also Hunter's Market, which adds another d6 to
Is
each
this
strike on a single enemy.
is the Slayer's playwright once per attack?
It's it's I pick that person and I do a d6 extra damage to it every time I hit it until I pick a new person or I kill it.
Oh, nice.
And it lasts until I finish a long or a short rest, and there's no limit on how many people I can do it with, so I can just be like you and then you.
All right, guys. So Borkin, you missed the first shot. Is there anything else you wanted to do on your turn?
Yeah, I'm gonna move up into here in front of Elizabeth.
Okay. So the way I'm doing this right now is for Borkin and Islbeta, you guys succeeded on these stealth checks. So they didn't notice you. So you guys will both get an attack, and then we'll start at the top and then go through the order again.
Oh, nice.
Okay, dope.
Okay, so next will be Islbeta. Elizabeth.
Isn't it? That it by 4 turn? Like a 4 turn? Or just an attack?
Yeah, so this is a full turn. It's like
Okay.
a surprise round. You guys
Yeah.
both get the full action, and then we'll start at the top of the order.
Okay. I'm going to
I shout out, like I don't shout out, but I speak in your mind and say, "You guys go for the one on the left. I'll take the one on the right."
I'm going to bonus action Form of Dread,
Okay.
which is that. So I'm gonna get my real quick, get my temporary hit points. Ooh,
Okay.
9 temporary hit points, and then I'm going to Eldritch Blast this one on the left here.
Okay.
Yeah, that'll probably do.
19. That'll definitely hit. Oh, 24. 24 will definitely hit.
And then I'm going to the damage. So sits. Ooh, wait. Wow, that's a terrible roll. And then that one needs to make a DC 13 Wisdom saving throw, or he would be frightened of me.
Said wisdom saving throw.
Yep, DC 13.
Damn, it's gonna do this where it's rolling advantage on everything. Ignore
Oh.
those. I don't know why Roll20 sets them up to do that, but okay. Should okay. Wisdom. Okay. He fails.
Okay, so he's frightened of me until the end of my next turn.
Okay. Frightened.
And that is it for me.
Alrighty. So that'll be starting back at Borkin again.
All right, so this time I take a knee and I use my longbow.
Okay.
That should hit, right?
Yes, that will hit. Six piercing, and you're going for the one on the right, right?
Yeah, so 7 damage total.
All right. Is that it for your turn?
Yeah, that's gonna be it.
Okay, that'll bring us back to Isilbeta.
Alright, so just repeat the Eldritch Blast.
Okay. $23 will hit.
And 5 damage.
All right.
I'm also gonna push him back 10 feet with my repelling blast.
Okay. All right.
And that'll be it.
And then this will be the Berserker's turn now here. All right, he's gonna run up and let's see. So he's still within range of Borkin over there. So Berserker. Yeah. So he's gonna recklessly attack Borkin. So he's gonna have advantage on this attack, but next turn, if you decide to hit him, Borkin, you will have advantage on him.
Alrighty.
All right, so that's going to be a 23 to hit.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Okay, 6 slashing. All right, and then next will be Haley.
Dang it, I see that one on the right. It's like, and I was told to go for the one on the left.
I got this. Don't worry.
All right. I'm gonna cast Hunter's Mark on the one on the left,
Okay.
and then I'm going to attack with my longbow. 23.
That'll do it.
Hell yeah.
All right. So there's my piercing damage, and then for my Hunter's Mark, that gives me an additional D6. Oh yeah,
Oh, nice. Okay.
12.
All right. And anything else for you, Haley?
Hell yeah.
Haley is then going to back up. There.
Alrighty.
Because my wolf is a bonus action, so.
Okay. So,
and I did that for Hunter's Mark, so I can't do it. So, Fuzzball's just gonna sit there guarding.
okay. So that'll be the Berserker's turn up here. He actually can't move any closer to Isilbeta, so
Nope.
he's gonna kind of run off in the woods here a little bit. And that'll be him. And Borkin, we're up to you again.
All right, so I cast Hunter's Mark on the one in front of me.
Mhm.
I drop my longbow and draw my short sword for my free weapon interaction.
Okay.
Then I attack him with my short sword. Son of a bitch! It was on a 15. Oh wait, I have advantage.
Yes, you do have advantage.
I just rolled 2 5s in a row.
Oh, man. Okay.
Son of a bitch.
So 11's going to miss. Anything else for your turn?
Nope.
Okay.
I'm gonna stay right in his grill.
Okay. Elisabetta.
So is this like a tree line? Can I see this guy?
Yeah, I'd say you could probably still see him. He's just heading off into the woods.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna Eldritch Blast him again.
All right.
Oof.
7. That's going to miss.
And then my fear does drop from him at the end of this turn.
Okay.
That's it.
All right. So it's going to be this guy's turn again.
Come on, you big bitch.
He's just going to do a regular attack on this one. 8 to hit.
That doesn't do it.
Okay. So next will be Haley.
The left one's still in range, and my hunter's mark is still on him. So I'm going to attack with my longbow again.
Okay.
Ooh, a 19.
That'll hit.
All right.
Hell yeah!
There's a 4 there, and then for my hunter's mark, 10.
All right.
And then
This one is bloodied, the left one.
And if I remember correctly, because it is a bonus action for me to, because I haven't done my bonus action yet, is ooh, do I want to move Fuzzball?
Guess I should probably make him a token too, huh?
Yeah, I forgot to make him one. I'm sorry.
That's all good.
I meant to. I will next session. I'll have Fuzzball's token.
It's all good. I'll put it on a random token, and then we'll make that for the next one. I'm just gonna give you a cat
Okay.
token.
All right. I'm just gonna have him move over by Borkin and kind of just play guard.
All right.
Because I can't. It's for me to. It's an action for me to verbally command him to attack. So just move him over there and be guard dog.
Gotcha.
Oh, you should switch that to the Tasha's rules.
Oh, I should, huh?
It's
Yeah, because then you can use it as
it's substantially better.
Action, right?
It lets you attack as a bonus action, but you have to set all that stuff up.
Yeah, I do have to set that up.
Yeah, Tasha's made Beastmasters way better.
Yeah.
I'll pull up Tasha's and use that one.
I remember you saying you were looking at that.
I was looking at just the classic Ranger Beastmaster list.
All right, so you said the toss is one. I'm not too familiar with how it works. You said that one allows you to make an attack as a bonus action.
Yeah, so it gives you like a generic stat block for your pet. Like you can choose like sky, sea, and land or something, and then you can flavor them however you want. But then they have it a stat block, and you can use a bonus action to attack as a ranger.
Okay.
And the to hit's way better with it too.
Okay.
It scales off of you.
So Haley, I'll if we're gonna switch it to that, I'll let you go ahead and make an attack with him. I'm assuming you have the stat block pulled up for Fuzzball.
Yeah, Fuzzball's thing here. Yeah, and he also has attack tactics, so he gets
Okay.
advantages on attack rolls.
Yep.
All right. Oh. Okay. Bite. There's first roll.
Okay. An 8 is gonna miss.
I really like it.
Never mind. I don't know where I got 8 from. 22.
Yeah.
Okay.
22 and a 19, so
Okay.
22.
Okay. So yep, 22 is gonna hit.
All right. Let's see here. Reach within 5 feet of one target. Sorry, it's confusing sometimes. Like bite, melee attack, and then to hit, and then reach 5 feet. One target hits 7 piercing damage. It's gonna go normal roll on that.
8.
At 8.
Okay. 8 piercing damage.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty. Anything else for you, Haley?
That'll be it.
All right. This guy's gonna go.
You get in your head, I'm like, I like it, Wolf. And go remember its name from now on.
Fuzzball. It's a fuzzy ball.
All right.
Alrighty.
Periwinkle.
It's about all he can do. So, Borkin, it's your turn again.
All right, I draw my second sword for my weapon action. We're gonna try this again. Does a 13 hit?
A 13 will hit. Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Three damage.
And then I'm going to activate Favored Foe.
Okay.
So 6, 7, 8, 9, 12. Wait, 12, 30, 40, 50. 16 damage with the first strike, and then I'm going to hit him with my second sword.
Okay. He's bloodied, by the way.
20, baby.
Ooh. Okay. He can roll a D100.
I'm just. Hell yeah.
I made my own table for this, so excited to use it.
Nice.
54, I got over half.
54. What did you get? Okay. You're this berserker. You knock him, and he falls face first into you. So you can go ahead and make a dex save. Okay, so you succeed on the dex save. You move out of the way, and you're gonna have a +4 to hit on your next attack against him.
Oh, hell yeah.
All right.
Oh, yeah, I need another D6. I accidentally rolled the 2d4, so ignore the second d4. But then we take that one. Okay, so Jesus Christ. So the 6, then 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and then 13 more damage for that one. Because I just rolled the d6 because it's without the bonus, and the Slayer's Prey is a d6. So, oh, I forgot to roll Hunter's Mark.
So I've got 16 damage off of him so far.
18 now total.
18. Okay, so 2 more. All right, and then you get to roll your damage for that crit too. You haven't done that yet.
Oh shit! Yeah, that's another D6, right?
That would be
No, yeah, no. It was Wait, what is it?
that would be 2 double your damage die. So if you have 1d6 as a damage die, it'd be 2d6.
Okay, so I need one more D6 then, because I did roll twice for my. Oh, hold on, I'm gonna count them again. So there's the a first attack. There is the D6, and then the second one was my crit damage. Then favored foe, then hunter's mark, and then uh Slayer's Prey. So yeah, that was everything.
18. Okay.
Wait, no, it's double my hit die. So yeah, I did
Yeah.
roll my D6. Yeah, that's everything.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you got it all. It's one attack, right?
Yeah, that was just my offhand attack. My first one was all that too,
Oh,
except
I
not a
think
crit.
I think Slayer's Play is only one attack per turn.
Slayer's Prey is first. Oh yeah, the Slayer's Prey is first time. So take off the very last two then. So it is just 16.
16. Okay, so I'll add the 2 back. All right. And is that it for your turn, Borkin?
And yeah, that's everything. Did I fuck him up good?
Yeah, he's not looking good. He's definitely bloodied. And Elisabetta, it's your
That
turn.
hit you, big bitch.
Do I have any sort of like? Does he have any cover being behind this guy?
No.
Okay.
I think this guy's prone now, isn't he?
Yes, he's
Oh
also
yeah,
prone.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna shoot the one in the back, as it seems that Borkin's doing just fine.
Oh, I had it.
And then he'll need to make a Wisdom save, 13.
Okay. Let me go ahead and put this so I don't forget. And take 7 damage in the back,
Yep,
and then a Wisdom save of 15. You said
13.
13. Okay. He got an 8. He failed.
Right. I'm also gonna push him back 10 more feet.
Okay.
Going best.
All right.
And that's into my turn.
All right. It'll be this guy's turn. He's going to use half his movement to stand up. He's going to hit Borkin with a great axe. It's going to be a 16 to hit.
Yep, that does it.
All right, that's going to be 5 slashing. He just stands up and slashes into you with his great axe. And
Oh, what a tickle. You're going to have to do better than that, you little girl.
all right, and Haley, it'll be your turn.
I was as tall as he was while he was laying down.
Yeah.
That is true.
The left one's the one still in the back, right?
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna attack it again.
All right.
23.
That'll hit.
Hell yeah.
Nine.
Okay, there's a 9
Oof.
there. And followed by my hunter's mark. 14.
Ooh,
Hell yeah.
taking him out. He's not looking good there in the back. And it'll be his turn next if that's all for you, Haley.
And bonus action, I'm going to have my wolf attack.
Okay.
Do some biting. Oh, and because it is with pack tactics, haha, advantage.
18. That'll hit.
Go, my happy wolf.
Oh, dang. That's a lot. Okay. He is not looking good. And is that it all for you, Haley?
That'll be all.
All right. It'll be the guy in the back's turn to go. He's just full charging in now.
Oh, he's feared.
He's feared.
Oh, he is feared, huh? Okay.
Yep.
He is not charging in.
Just shaking his axe. You son of a bitch!
I got up. That's so close.
he's just gonna
I almost made it that time.
use his movement to run away. There's nothing he can do about this. And Borkin, will be your turn again.
Oh, you ready for the end? I'll give you a second to prepare yourself, but stab! I slide between his legs and do like a cross slash across his ankles.
Okay. That'll hit. He says, "Haha, little man," and then you just pull some ninja stuff, and yeah, nine damage.
Nice.
And then another 3.
I'm just rolling Slayer's Prey twice. It's the same DC as the Hunter's Mark.
Okay.
Wait, actually, does Hunter's Mark get a plus? No, it doesn't.
All right. Is that it for you, Borkin, or you got another attack?
That is everything.
All right.
Hell yeah.
Well, I have another attack. Is he down or what?
He's barely hanging on.
All right, second attack. Trying to go like right through the base of his spine.
All right. Oh, that'll do it. You land right into his spine. You're just hanging there by your short sword.
It's just it's a 3. I have a +4, so 3 damage, and then it's a Hunter's Mark.
Okay, that's enough to kill him. So yeah, you just are in the
Okay, no.
you're in the middle of his back with your short sword, and you just fall down. You just let your weight hang, and he just rips him in half.
Yes. Nah. Sling my sword and like flick the blood off of it.
All right, and is that it for you, Borkin?
Yeah, I'm gonna stay where I'm at.
Okay.
Well, I'm here now.
Yeah. All right, Elisabetta, it's your turn.
35 feet of movement. And then I'm gonna Eldritch Blast that one.
All right,
As he's trying to run away. Oof, that's not good.
that ain't gonna do it.
That is it.
All right, this berserker is gonna put some more distance in. And Haley, it'll be
Wait.
your turn. Oh,
Didn't Haley go before that one?
Yeah, you're correct.
Yeah.
I was looking at the wrong one.
Sweet.
Okay, go ahead, Haley.
It's still in my range, right?
It is.
Okay.
Should be, I think.
I am gonna move up.
Okay.
Yeah, longbow can like 120 feet or something.
I think we all have 120 feet of range.
Yeah.
This guy's not getting out of here.
My longbow's actually 150.
Oh wow.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So
So we're definitely within range.
oh yeah. Oh, 22.
That'll hit.
All right. And okay. Boop boop. And
So,
then Hunter's Mark. 11.
Damn. You rolled so high. Like every roll.
I know, just killing it tonight.
all right. How
To
do
be
you,
fair, you guys know my rolls from the one shots were horrible, so this is like yay.
Yes, finally making up for it.
all right. How do you take him out?
Arrow straight through the skull.
All right. He's just running away. He's trying to get out of there as fast as he can, and he just freezes as the arrows pokes out the front of his head like a unicorn, and he just falls on the ground.
Book.
That's all of them.
The arrow sticks any scorpions real bad and just flops back.
All right. You guys took them out good that time.
Investigation to search the bodies.
All right. You can,
Gonna
go ahead,
search the bodies too.
you can go ahead and roll an investigation.
Alright.
How much shit did I find?
All right. So you each find a great X on each of their bodies, and you scrape up about say 16 gold between the two of you. So the eight gold piece if you want to split it.
Yeah.
Gold piece.
Yep.
Sweet. And a great axe.
We'll tell you. Yep, and a great axe each.
All right.
I will tell you that these coins that you pick up off their body, you look at them. These aren't like the coins you have when you came in here. These have Strahd's face printed into the front of them.
Well, yeah.
They are like, I mean, you can tell they're definitely gold, but they look a little different. All right.
I'd explain why I got a funny look when I handed over my silver.
That's it.
I was just the same thing. I was just like, that explains a lot.
All right. So
That
yeah.
also confused me why the other guy was just like, whatever.
All right. So it's getting close to 10. I think we got a lot done in this first session, so I'm going to go ahead and call it there for tonight, and we'll just pick it back up on the way to wherever you guys are going right now.
Yeah.
All right, sounds good to me.
All right, guys. Well, thank you for playing. I had a lot of fun with this one.
Yeah, it was
We're
awesome. I
running.
loved
This
it.
has been great so far.
Yeah. This is awesome.
So, short rest.
Yeah, you guys definitely have time to take a short.
I would say short rest.